What's up, guys? Welcome in to the Dragon Ball Z podcast we named the Great Nimbus Debates. Without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, welcome back. Welcome back. All right, so you guys know the deal. Plug your socials with your name, announcements, and should Krillin take over the Turtle Hermit School for the intro? So I am squallrushZ, gaming addict, anime nerd, Dragon Ball Z fanatic, all that good stuff. And yeah, I already know about that Dragon Ball Z fanatic, because who would make a Dragon Ball Z podcast other than a Dragon Ball Z fanatic? Let's see. I got the Linktree / squallrushZ. Linktree. I got a backup Linktree for my backup accounts. I forget what to put in for that, but that backup account Linktree is also my main Linktree. So be on the lookout for those. Announcements. I got a new laptop, so I'm gonna be doing some new editing on there. That's why I've been kind of slow to edit videos lately. I only got these like shorts and stuff. But one announcement is my backup account for the podcast guys first sub the other day, so I'm kind of juiced about that. Let's see. Other than that, no other announcements. The intro question is: should Krillin take over the Turtle Hermit School? I am going to say nah, because not unless Roshi dies, because Roshi he's always drinking that eternal youth water thing, so he doesn't die. Dude's like 180 years old. So once he dies, then or stops drinking it, then okay, yeah. Go ahead, Krillin. Let's see. From my point of view, huh?
You said who?
What?
Go ahead, Crow.
Oh yeah. I meant Seven Ninja. My bad. Nah, just kidding.
I'm a ninja connoisseur, all things ninja. Anime connoisseur as well. I'm a subbed watcher. Okay, make sure you hear that, subbed watcher. All right. Yeah, I enjoy all anime except for Yaoi or Yuri. Regardless of all of that, should Krillin take over the Turtle Hermit School? I must say yeah. I think Master Roshi will retire before he will die, so I'd say yeah. And I think he would actually do a better job of refining it, because you still got like Master Roshi is still kind of pervy. Like he's still got a pervy, which means he gets easily distracted. I could certainly see 18 assisting in the refinement of the Turtle Hermit School. So, and 18 could be literally a good goalpost for a lot of his students to see. So I could see it.
All right, go ahead, Brock Strap.
Yeah, Brockstrap55 on YouTube and Rumble. Just do a lot of Pokemon stuff every Thursday. I meet up with a dude and we do a Soul Link. Right now it's on the games Ruby and Sapphire. And once we're done with that, hopefully we can move on to Diamond and Pearl. But Other than that, I also like Dragon Ball Z a lot. So squallrushZ is the guy, in case you were wondering. And Krillin taking over. Krillin taking over. I could see it, but I'm kind of on the same side as Squall here. Roshi, as far as I know, won't die to anything age-related. So as long as he's still around, then yeah, he's gonna keep teaching. I don't know who else he's taught since Krillin and Goku though, outside of Yamcha, I guess.
Yam who?
Yamcha.
Never heard of him.
Never
Yamcha,
heard of
Tien.
him.
Didn't Tien do a
Yeah.
little bit of training too?
Tien
Yeah,
is
but-
from the Crane
So
School.
they all have a little bit of Kame, whatever. But
Wait, you saying Tien trained with Master Roshi?
I think he did a little bit after he decided to walk away from the crane.
Yes, he did. And then that was in Dragon Ball. He trained a little bit. But then Roshi told him like, yeah, there's nothing more I can teach you after doing King Piccolo. So he sent them off to go train with Korin and Kami. All right, super
What
cool
cool sauce?
sauce.
What's up, everybody? I'm Super Cold Sauce. My real name is Hunter. You can find me on TikTok at Hunter on Tick. I am the most handsome man on this podcast. Should Krillin take over the Turtle Hermit School? I do believe he should. I think number one, he would do a better job than Master Roshi. Because if I remember correctly, Master Roshi kind of didn't even really need to teach. I think Goku and Krillin just kind of begged him and kind of forced him, and like kept begging until he accepted. But also, I think it would give Krillin enough purpose that we'd wind up seeing big things from Krillin. Because Krillin is, number one, he will rise to the occasion. That dude's gonna be there. Krillin's gonna show up. Krillin will show up knowing he's gonna lose. Like, and I mean, as far as talent and smarts and ability, I mean, Krillin has every fucking thing that you need. And he is 100% capable of being a teacher. I think that actually being a teacher would elevate Krillin on a massive level, because Krillin still has those like self-doubts. Like, we see him kind of cowardly and feeling unworthy and shit, even in Super, when really he's literally the strongest human. So I think being a teacher would give him that confidence that he lacks, and then from that would birth a fucking brand new, incredibly badass Krillin that might even beat Goku in a fight. If I'm just trying to bug. So yeah, I mean, I know for a fact he would do a much better job than Goku at being the teacher of the Turtle Hermit Way. And I mean, if we look at the motto of the Turtle Hermit Way, work hard, study well, and eat and sleep plenty. I mean, Krillin's got that, dude. You know, Krillin can do that better than Goku can. I mean, Goku does suck at a lot of things. Goku
Especially
sucks.
being a dad.
What was that other thing I wanted to go again? Goku sucks. But yeah, no, I really do think it would be a big moment for the show. It would be a great moment for Krillin and Krillin's character in general. And I think it would kind of complete Krillin's character in a really good way.
They definitely give him some importance.
Man,
I'm not gonna lie. I can't wait till you see episode 11, bro.
Bro, episode 11.
I gotta-
Oh,
So something bad happens to Vegeta.
the
Nah,
game says it all,
no.
my guy. All I want you to know.
I could just see Hunter seething now. It just reminds me of just reminds me.
I saw,
just-
you know what's funny? I saw that picture of Vegeta in the rain that Ninja posted, and he was like, "This is gonna be cold sauce after episode 11," and I didn't realize it was in the Great Nimbus debates like chat, so I thought he was talking about Dan. So I was like, I hope that new guy dies.
Yeah. What's it called? It just reminds me of that episode where they just ditched Vegeta, Piccolo, and Bulma. And then I was like, oh, I know Hunter's gonna hop on the next podcast talk, being hella mad. And he's like, dude, this is so fucking stupid. I was like, yeah, I knew it. Alright,
It
guys.
is fucking stupid.
Segment 1 starts now.
That fucking clip of me and Squall and Brockstrap in the lobby is so perfect. Like Goku's face while Squall was talking, like his eyebrows real low and shit. Nah, nobody can beat Goku, bro.
Oh yeah, I guess that's another announcement. What's up, Big Rich? Welcome in. I just posted a new, not new. It's been a few days now. But the short I posted of me, Brockstrap, and Secret Cold Sauce on Fortnite. That's my new highest video watched. 14,000 views. Pretty shocked at that one. I knew it'd hit like 1,000-ish at least, but I wasn't expecting 14,000. Went semi-viral. Semi-viral. Let's see. Yeah, alright, so this topic, it's a video I watched on YouTube from Saiyan Scholar. He went deep into it.
I've seen his videos.
So, let's debate this. Who would be the best pick or who would be the best suited to use the Kaioken? We can go once in a circle. Have you seen this one, Steven Cold Sauce? If you did, me and you will go last.
I haven't seen that video. I've only seen a few of his videos.
Okay, all right.
Amongst
Well,
two?
everybody in Dragon Ball. Who would be the best suited for the Kaioken?
Okay.
We'll go around in a circle. See Cold Sauce, since you went last time, you can go first this time.
All right. The best would be the person who has the most longevity. Like the person that can like last the longest, the person that we've seen go through the most in fights and still stand. You know what I'm saying? And we can't say either of the androids because they don't have like muscles to use the Kaioken. I feel like if they can use the Kaioken, they have an infinite Kaioken. They have infinite ki. So
They actually
but
don't
it's
have
not
ki.
ki, right? Oh, they don't
They
have
just
ki,
energy.
Mm-mm.
They just have energy.
but it's
Or infinite
infinite.
energy.
Yes.
And what is the Kaioken's energy? That's key.
It's like key manipulation to
Okay.
amplify their power.
Oh wait, they can't not have key.
Right.
It's in everyone.
I mean,
They,
we've seen.
I mean, you could maybe say it's not
we've
done the
seen
same
them
way,
use
but
key-based techniques,
yeah,
and they have.
they can't not have it.
So technically, if they can do it, they would be the best. They would have an infinite Kaioken.
I'll wait. Go ahead, Seven Ninja.
Who do I think should have it?
Well, if
unless
they can't, the
Oh, yeah.
answer is Krillin, because he lasts the longest out of everybody. I've seen
I've
Krillin
got
show up
a
and be the
Piccolo.
first to show up and still be standing at the end of the fight.
It's just because he ran away. I'm lying. He does fight sometimes, but he still ran away.
And then Dende
I'm
was
gonna
there.
say, yeah, I'm gonna say Piccolo. Piccolo, it comes to this idea that he can heal himself, like if he has to chop off an arm or whatever he can. And so with that idea, he could handle the, let's say he goes like Kaioken times 20. Like, yeah, it's gonna hurt, but like if he can survive, like still be intact, maybe give him a sense of being, I guess. But if he can still be intact, like he can bring himself back on his own. So I think Piccolo would be best.
That's a good point.
All right, Brock, who you picking and why?
So you guys have both got the wrong answer.
Oh Lord, dude, if you save the
I
day,
think so. Kaioken, right? The reason that he couldn't use it in blue, but couldn't use it in regular Super Saiyan, but could use it in blue, is because the level of ki control that he has would allow Kaioken to work along with it. So amongst all the humans and the Z Warriors, it has been stated, I'm not sure where, and I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm not. It's been stated amongst the humans that have trained that Yamcha actually has the best ki control. That's why he has that spirit ball thing that he does. And then he can fling it around. So, if ki control equates or equals the output that you can use for Kaioken and master it, I think Yamcha would probably benefit from it the most and have it be the most useful to a single person.
All right. Let's see. I kind of want to debate about the Android 17 or the androids first, and Krillin 1. So androids don't have ki; they have like energy or stamina. They don't really have like ki attacks. I think it's more like energy based. Because Saiyan Scholar actually disqualified them completely. And then one thing is like Goku and them, they can't sense ki out of them. If they could, then I guess if they could sense ki out of them, then they would probably like be qualified. But because of that, I don't think like they count. Like they don't really have, since they don't have ki, they can't really learn how to manipulate ki as well. I would argue probably like in Super maybe, because like 18 does have like that the Destructo disc that Krillin uses, and I'm going with that does manipulate ki. But besides that, I don't think it's like anything they do is ki related besides the Destructo disc. Krillin, or actually I'll stop there. What do you think on that argument? What do you guys think?
I'll start this argument off. You're wrong. For one, Android 17's shield is definitely made of ki, and we have seen plenty ki blast from the androids in the Android saga. One of which was whenever I think it was 17 blew up the clothing store that 18 got those clothes from. Just to name one instance where they used a ki blast. There's no other way to explain that. And that's actually one of the things that I don't like about Sand Scholar is he takes his information from video games instead of like the actual show a lot of times.
I would argue that he actually looks at the show and looks up the Daizenshu. The video game would show like that she's using ki when using ki blasts. I could see that being similar to like Android 16's Rocket Punch. It's like energy based, like it uses up battery power or whatever they got in there.
Versus the actual key attacks that we've seen them use multiple times.
Yes.
I could see if you were talking about 16, because 16 like is a full-on robot. These guys are actual people with like metal parts in them. It's a whole different ball game. And so on that idea, they have to have key. I could say maybe like theirs is used differently. Or maybe it has a specific frequency that's different than a regular human. I could believe that. But as far as it not being key at all, that doesn't make sense because they're not robots first.
All right.
Right.
I have pulled up from copilot.microsoft.com, which is Microsoft's AI, I think. Z Warrior's energy, Kai base. The Z Warriors like Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo use Ki energy, which is the life force energy that cannot or can be sensed, controlled, and depleted. They can train to increase their Kai, and their energy levels can fluctuate depending on their physical and emotional state. Ki can be sensed by other beings with the ability to detect energy, which allows Z Warriors to track each other's presence during battles. Android's energy, unlimited energy. Most androids, especially Android 17 and 18, have an energy source that doesn't deplete, giving them a huge advantage in prolonged battles. Their energy is not traditional ki, so they don't tire out the same way Z Warriors do. And that's all I got from that. But so the energy from Copilot, from the AI, the information that's fed into Microsoft that regurgitates says Android's energy is not the traditional key. So if that lines up with the video game information that what was his name? Sand
Scholar.
Yeah.
Suck it, cold sauce.
I don't have to suck it because
I'm just reading what the internet says, and the internet is never wrong on anything.
Yeah, I'm not. The internet's never wrong. Get the fuck out of here. Dr. Giro states in one of the episodes in Dragon Ball Z that they never run out of ki or stamina, that they don't tire. And they talk about that throughout many of their fights. They taunt their opponents with it. Like one of my favorite Android 17 moments was, I don't remember who he was fighting, but he was like breathing heavy and shit. And he was like, yeah, go ahead and breathe. See, we don't have to do that because we're androids and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, but they never said they have infinite ki. They always said energy or stamina, which energy and ki are like separate.
It could just be using a different term. Like they're not like Jerome may not call it ki, but like it's actually energy inside of a Goku. Like he could be using energy as like a different term. That's pretty easy.
Ki is energy.
Yeah,
life
like
force.
It's just a different.
No,
term.
they're separate. They're not the same thing.
But I don't think Frieza would say ki. I don't think Frieza would say ki. I think he'd say energy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Well,
that would be a word that would be like invented on Earth. Well, no, because King Kai calls it ki. So it would be a universal, like that's the name for it.
Let's think about what he is though. Like he's up there and he's talking to the Saiyans or the Z fighters. He knows that they know the word ki. Wouldn't you use the word they know in order to tell them something?
Yeah.
It makes sense to me.
Good point.
Um.
Yeah. Wall's wrong.
You wish.
I also want to look at the idea of like, God key is different from regular key, so therefore, like,
Which it is.
Android key to be different than regular key and God key. It's just a
I'll
different
take that.
frequency at that.
That's a good point. Good point. Yeah, the whole shtick on like they can't sense the energies, the android's key is like that's to me like it's a whole separate thing than like the regular key that they use, the main characters use. Let's see.
I'm thinking Hayabusa just gonna hop in out of nowhere.
Let's
well.
see.
Actually.
All right, so Krillin. Let's go. Let's move on to Krillin next. Krillin. What are your guys' thoughts on Krillin? Seven Ninja and Brockstrap. Like, would he be a good candidate for Kaioken? Why or why not?
I mean, you're talking about like the guy who's always at the fight, regardless of anybody. Krillin is always there first. It would give him an edge he just doesn't have. I mean, he's willing already. We already saw him create like a new solar flare, right? 100 times or whatever it was, solar flare. So he's willing to learn techniques to give himself an edge. I could totally believe him learning Kaioken. Maybe he's not using it as long as Goku, but just like a couple of seconds or even a split second would be enough to give him the edge. So I could see it.
So would that make him like the best suited for Kaioken over like Piccolo, for instance, or Goku?
When it comes down to it, Piccolo, we're already aware that Piccolo is up there with Goku and them. Like he's rivaling them. He's not on their level, but he's rivaling them. So he's got ways to bring himself up without it. The best suited is going to be the person that needs it the most, and for that, it's not going to be Yamcha because Yamcha's not going to show up all the time. But
No, not
Krillin's
the.
always there.
Sorry to butt in, but like what I mean by like the best suited, it's not like who needs it the most. It's like who can actually wield it with like the least amount of side effects. Like who can actually use it to its max potential and.
Oh no,
and...
he doesn't beat Piccolo.
Okay.
He doesn't beat Piccolo.
I think he does.
What, Brock?
Oh, I was gonna ask Grog, which Earthling has the best potential? So as far as Krillin, having Kaioken, I could see him learning it. I definitely don't know, because again, if it goes to the basis of what the transformation or the technique is, and how the technique actually works with, if it is a key control based attack, then I mean obviously Krillin has good. He's one of the few Earthlings that know how to fly, send out energy blasts, whatever. Is so that he has decent key manipulation. But as far as who the best suited is, if it is a key controlled technique, and the best key controller would be Yamcha amongst Z warriors, Piccolo could probably take that beating. I don't know if Yamcha can. He is not trained, right? Even during the Buu saga, when you see him walking around with the gang, right? He's in his like flashy clothes and didn't really look like much of a traditional warrior, right? But in the recent manga chapters, well, I guess not recent, but during the Moro arc, he was recruited by the Galaxy. I'm not sure what the police force, Galaxy Police. He was helping them out, and he was fighting again. So like, he still has that fight there, even recently within the main story in the manga. So, did he get it?
Oh, yeah.
I think.
Oh, compared to the mass majority of citizens, Yamcha certainly is a great fighter. You know, there's literally a handful of people from Earth that can beat him. You know, I think what we see from Yamcha later on in the story, especially after he trained like with King Kai and shit, Yamcha takes on a lot of. He could defeat a lot of the Frieza Force members from the Namek saga. So it doesn't surprise me that he went with the Galactic Patrol.
So for Hunter and Brockstrap, so we're counting all characters. So Yamcha and Krillin, when they used the Kaioken, remember when Goku first used it against Vegeta? It tore his body to shreds. And like after Yamcha came up, after Goku blasted Vegeta away with that awesome ass beam struggle, Yamcha came up, smacked him on the arm, and he screamed in pain. Cause he pushed himself to the limit. And then also he in tournament against Universe 6 against Hit, he whipped out Kaioken times what 20? I don't remember. Or Kaioken times 10 with Super Saiyan Blue, and his ki went all out of whack, and he couldn't instant transmission anywhere. So my question to you guys, picking Yamcha and Krillin, do we really think that like Yamcha and Krillin can push their bodies to the limit like Goku did in those two instances with Kaioken?
Well, yeah, because it's not gonna put as much of a push as on their bodies as Goku's did. It's just gonna push relative, like it's their energy that they're using against themselves for the power up. They're not using Goku's energy. You know, if they used Goku's Kaioken, they would die. But they're using their Kaioken. So they're not gonna, like, it'll still tear them up. It'll still have the same effect, the same end result to them that it had on Goku. But it's whether or not it's gonna last very long or be as good of a power up. I think Krillin is tougher than Yamcha by a lot, so I think he's gonna last a lot longer. And I'll accept that Yamcha had better ki control earlier in Dragon Ball, but as far as Dragon Ball Z goes, Yamcha having better ki control than Krillin isn't. It doesn't sit right with me. I watched Krillin on the fly invent the Scatter Kamehameha and Destructo Disc, just thinking of it in the middle of battle and then making it. His ki control is as good as it gets.
I was under the impression he learned that prior to that fight, but I'm not trying to get into that. Like, that's gonna spiral into something different. Go ahead, Brockstrap. Do you think Krillin or Yamcha would be better suited than Goku at using the Kaioken?
I would imagine equating ki control probably to, say, music, right? Some people say there's two types of musicians. One plays music and the other tries to play music. So you can have a talent and you can work hard, and you can have a talent and work hard. But as far as the talent of ki control going to one person, Yamcha, and the other working on it, Krillin, right? Maybe they could both eventually reach the same level, since obviously Yamcha doesn't. And there's something to be said for hard work surpassing, right? And all in all, it's a technique as well. But some people, even though they aren't in it, maybe they can just come back to it and switch turn the switch on again. As far I guess I forgot really where I was going. I don't know. Krillin probably could do it better than Yamcha at the moment, right? He's been around. As far as fighting though, I don't really know how much fighting Krillin ever does necessarily. He had that little spat with Imperfect Cell. He didn't really fight in the Cell Saga though, right? He got his butt whooped by a Cell Jr., as did everybody else. he does police work, I guess, in Super, but no fighting really up until the Tournament of Power. No, that's not true. When Frieza's and forces came to invade, he fought off some of Frieza's forces in the Resurrection F.
What was Yamcha
But, I
doing
mean-
this way?
Exactly. But that's what I'm saying though. Like all this experience that Krillin does have really isn't like a whole lot more than at the end of Z comparative to Yamcha. He tries to fight off Super Buu at the Kami's lookout when Super Buu finally makes his way up there. He's planning on fighting in the tournament, but never gets there. Right.
You got in plenty fights on Mammoth.
I mean, yeah, that's the only like super like large amount of experience over Yamcha that he gets within that, you know. But they're all training at the lookout together before the Saiyans come. They're all training
fought
together
Solomon,
again at some point.
And he fought Nappa. Yamcha
Remember,
only
he
died.
does train with 18. He does train with 18. Like I believe that
That's
is
true.
Like,
So okay, I mean, there's a lot more. Yeah, okay, I'll agree with that. But as far
then
as like, if
Yamcha
if the-
also was like retired from fighting. Like you
right.
don't see
No, I
him.
don't disagree with that. I don't disagree
Right.
with that. But if we're going with just Kaioken, like again down to its roots, if it's a key based manipulation technique, right? Because it's a power up. Don't get me wrong, but we all came to the conclusion, I think, a few Great Nimbus debates ago that Kaioken is a technique, and it goes relative to the base power, right? So if Goku's base power is this, and Yamcha's base power is this, and Goku uses the 20 times multiplier, and then Yamcha, 2 maybe, he goes up to here. So like, I don't know what, I mean, Goku obviously, like Squall was saying, he got smacked on the back and he was in an excruciating pain because he tore his body up to that point to where, you know, he did what he needed to do to fight Vegeta. But assuming Yamcha has that better technique for the key control to make the technique not have that kind of drawback, and especially not use it. I can't imagine a time where Yamcha would even be in a fight that Goku and Vegeta wouldn't be part of already, right? To where he would need to exert himself like to that degree. So anyway, they could both do it. I'd imagine maybe Krillin probably would be better at it. Thinking of the training with 18 that I completely forgot about.
Well, I think Yamcha did some training too in Super, where he's now able to defeat some Moro goons. But so far I think Seven Ninja's on the right track here, because when I'm thinking about Kaioken, I'm thinking about like the damage it does to your body, like how far can you push it. Can you like, cause like Goku, like King Kai told Goku, like only go like a double, don't go any higher than a double. He went to triple and tore his body up, and he even went to ×4 in that awesome beam clash. Like I can't really see Krillin or Yamcha doing something like that, pushing their bodies past their limits. Like it's about like tenacity, mental power. Like I could see Piccolo more doing like this thing because he can regenerate, versus like Yamcha and Krillin cannot. So what are your guys' responses to that?
Do I need to remind you that Krillin had Frieza's fucking horn through his torso and still got up to fight after? He didn't die
He got
until
healed by Dende.
Frieza, like, no. Well, I mean, whatever. Okay, never mind. Then
Yeah.
you got hit by Dende. That's a whole different thing. But
Yeah.
Bro, he got that. Still got that
I've
ultra
seen-
regeneration.
I've seen Krillin get some beatings, and I've seen Krillin continue to fight through some beatings.
He's a trooper. He's a trooper. But he ain't
Now-
beat Piccolo.
I mean, if we're going as far as just whose body is the toughest relative to their power, I actually would like to change my answer to Videl, because what Spopovich did to her,
Yeah. And she stopped wanting to fight.
I mean, Popovich, I would argue like the Kaioken would probably do more damage to Videl than Spopovich's weak ass.
Bro,
I
bro,
don't
I
know,
just
bro.
thought about it. Majin Buu with Kaioken is even better.
Holy
Typical.
shit.
He would never worry.
He would never tire out. His body
Bro.
regenerates.
What if he was in that state? What if Kaioken was always active for Buu? No, that's just what we saw.
Well,
that
that's
would be
not
kinda
true because that's a Kai magic, and Majin and Kai magic doesn't mix.
Yeah, maybe now. Not back then. Nah, I'm messing with you.
Okay, MMO.
So
Yeah, what is?
it seems like most of us are choosing Krillin.
No, not
I'll
even
stand
close.
on my Piccolo hill.
I mean, but 7 Ninja, you're getting more on the right track. Majin Buu would be a decent. It's a tie for me between who's better between Majin Buu and Piccolo, because Piccolo does have better ki control than Majin Buu. I would argue Majin Buu is kind of a noob when it comes to ki control. He just unleashes a shit ton and doesn't really know how to
I would question if
control
Majin
that.
Buu would even be able to learn it because, whether it's a Kai magic or not, his brain power, he's just not smart enough to do a lot of things.
That's a good point too. If he can even learn it, that's also a good point.
To be fair though, Majin Buu does have a Kai in him, so that might cancel out the negation.
That's also a great point.
A Kai what?
So we were talking about Kid Buu. He has a Kai in him. Has he absorbed the Kai?
It was Fat Boo, wasn't it?
Yes.
Fat Boo was the only one. That's why he got fat, was because the Grand Supreme Kai was larger.
Mm.
But it may negate it. Only for him. But then again, I don't think we've seen a Kai besides like Shin and stuff, people like him. I don't think we've seen a Kai. I don't think we've seen a Demon Realm person use Kai energy before besides Shin.
Alright.
Right.
I'm wrong.
So let me throw you guys a bone here. There's one more villain we're not looking at that is probably the best suited. Yeah, one more villain that we're looking at is probably the best suited for the Kaioken.
You're talking about Frieza.
No,
he's talking about Hercule. A villain? Okay, wait. You can't throw that bone.
No,
he was never a villain.
Can't be Broly.
I'm talking about Cell.
I mean, I guess. Because he can regenerate. Of course, he didn't know how to regenerate that one time, so he might have died there.
He does. I mean, I would argue that Cell has perfect ki manipulation because all of his techniques are done first try. He's never practiced a single technique, and we've seen him use all of them: Solar Flare, Special Beam Cannon, Kamehameha.
Then he's got the Zenkai boosts. He's got Saiyan cells in him. I think maybe even Frieza cell in him. He's got Earthling cells in him. He's got Piccolo cells in him. So when he exploded, he killed him. I don't want to say that. He offed himself, when he exploded himself, he instantly regenerated all the way back and got the Zenkai boost. So he can literally tear himself to shreds 10 times over with the Kaioken and regenerate it all back in an instant and get a Zenkai boost.
He can cause those Zenkais.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that'd be tough. That'd be tough. Oh man.
Yeah. And, let's not forget, I mean, he did chop off a finger and throw it across the planet right before Gohan disintegrated him. So there is another cell somewhere out there. I hope. I wish.
So, what are you guys' thoughts to Cell like versus Piccolo and Yamcha, Krillin? Brock, we'll start with you.
I mean, yeah. Obviously I don't know if it's a technique. I mean, he already knows Solar Flare. I mean, all the techniques, technically, all the Z Warriors already had. So what's not to say that he can't?
I would
Well,
argue
hold on.
Goku used Kaioken against Vegeta, and that's one of the fights that was studied by Giro.
I mean, when you're thinking about like muscle memory, like you can forget stuff, like riding a bike. Like you haven't rode a bike. Maybe you haven't rode a bike in years, but like you still remember, like in your body, still remembers how to ride a bike. So it's possible that like Cell is remembering that. Now, I don't think we've ever seen Cell do a new attack, but we've seen him do old attacks. So it's possible to believe that we've never seen him do Kaioken. Yeah, we've never seen him do Kaioken. So
Right.
I don't think he could possibly copy that one. I'm not sure why, but I don't think he could possibly copy that one. Maybe just because he
And in fact, we should have.
worried.
Because
Yeah, we
like
should
I
have.
said,
When did he get away from
that
Piccolo?
was one of the fights that Giro studied while making these robots, androids, all this.
How did he escape Piccolo after the Kami fusion and hit the imperfect form?
Solar Flare.
He didn't see anybody use Solar Flare before then. Now, I'm pretty sure
Correct.
he also used a Kamehameha Wave before. So if he already has these techniques like implanted,
Is it really not?
Cell has
Yeah,
used the solar flare, Cell has used the special beam cannon, and Cell
Right.
has used the Kaioken. That I know for a fact, those three.
he has better regenerative properties than Piccolo. All signs
Certainly
point to say that sure he can.
Wait, I'm gonna say this. On stuff
go
that
ahead.
he knows, I'm sure his key control is amazing. But because of the things that we have not seen him do, it makes me think that he has to learn them or has to absorb someone that has that ability. So therefore, I'm willing to say that he's got great key control on things he knows. But when it comes to things he doesn't know, it's probably terrible. Again,
Well,
we
who
got
did he
to see
absorb?
him
Already
for the
know.
Cell Saga.
Who did he absorb that allowed him to use the solar flare? Have we ever seen Piccolo do the solar flare? Like, I know he got part of Piccolo's arm.
Yeah, but I think he's got Krillin's DNA.
Right.
I could totally see him having Krillin's DNA. So that would, because I don't think Giro would pass Krillin up. There's no reason to do that.
Well, he has
Goku's DNA.
he has Goku's DNA. He's got all the Saiyans' DNA. Like even Vegeta. Like he should be able to use the Gallic gun. Oh
I
wait,
think he did.
Didn't
I think he did use the
He
Gala
did?
gun.
he did use it against Vegeta? Yeah. In his second form.
Semi-perfect. Yeah.
So, I think so. When we compare, like, let's say, like Cell to like Majin Buu and to Piccolo, it's like we're kind of crossing out Majin Buu because like does he have the brain capacity to learn it? If Cell doesn't know it, he definitely has the smarts to learn it. I'm arguing that point for sure. And Piccolo can definitely
Right.
learn it too if he wanted to.
And Krillin.
Yeah, all of them have the smarts to learn it for sure. And Cell's
I'd say
got the key
Buhan would
manipulation. Oh yeah, Buhan could have.
Would have had the smarts.
You know what? We're all wrong. Master fucking Roshi.
Nah, it should be Bulma. It should be Bulma. Listen.
Launch. Arale.
Oh my gosh. Launch on her bike. Bro, I can see it now. Oh my gosh. And then she somehow figure out like the opposite of Kaioken for a good side. Like I can see it.
Ultra Instinct.
Alright, well, if anyone else has anything else to say about that, that was basically all I got for who would be best suited for the Kaioken.
Yeah, I think we did a good job on that one. I really enjoyed the part where Brockstrap admitted that Krillin would be better than Yamcha.
On the road, early Saiyan saga, man, Yamcha would have had it. Or I guess early Frieza saga.
The
that's how
early
they
phase
do a
They
number
wouldn't have known
where
about it. They
Yamcha got killed
wouldn't have known
in
about
one attack.
So okay, well he got blew up on, and nobody really expected that. I'm sure any of them probably would have also
I feel like
passed
Krillin would have
if
walked.
they got exploded on.
We all know
Um,
suicide attacks are like overpowered. Like second form Cell's suicide bomber would have destroyed everyone and the planet.
Vegeta against Majin Buu.
Except for Vegeta's. That was the most useless one out of all of them.
Right. But
I think
mad.
Yamcha would be the only one who could have got caught by that. And the only reason I say
So
that
during-
is that Krillin's like the only one. Like, if we're saying like out of
Krillin
the
would've
heat, right,
dodged.
like Krillin would have dodged because he's paranoid. Like he's already scared.
Gohan wouldn't have been able to dodge, but Gohan would have lived from it.
Like I could see Gohan getting grabbed. He's scared. Probably is scared to fear. I could certainly see that. But of course, we're talking about like pre-Piccolo's death, which is when that happened, right? So I could certainly see Gohan getting grabbed, but in the grand scheme of things, I see Piccolo protecting Gohan from that. So that leaves Yamcha, Tien, and all of them, even Chaozu, the trained assassin. I could see all of them except for Yamcha surviving that in some shape or form.
That's because he's naive. Nowadays, if he would have that moment back, he would have definitely dodged it or not turn his back
Why-
to a downed enemy.
Why did this Cyberman even do the suicide? That seems like a last-ditch effort move. So, like, did Yamcha just whoop up on him so bad that's why the Cyberman ended up doing that?
But Cybermen
More than
are
likely.
they're
Expendable.
Doesn't seem
Yeah,
like the first
and
thing I
they-
would go to.
they don't have like minds. They're just like basically they're not even really animals. Like they are plants technically. They're literally planted and grown from the ground. But they're
Yeah.
just savage, mindless little training partners.
Yeah, I think they were just programmed to fight, and then I think someone fought a Cyberman first and before Yamcha did and lost, and then Vegeta, like after he got up, like the Cyberman got up like all weak, Vegeta blew him up, and then after that they were all like, oh, okay, we're fighting to the death, maybe.
Well, yeah, I mean, not one ever exploded on Vegeta, did they? I mean, usually he would just whoop up on him to the point they couldn't. I mean, he finished him off, but like, if that wasn't the thing that they initially did in the first place, then I imagine they wouldn't initially do that against Yamcha as well.
I agree with your point that Yamcha did basically whoop the Cyberman. He was just naive and turned his back and got caught off guard.
Also, quick question on this too: was it filler that all the Z Warriors in the Namek Saga that were not in the living, did they actually all make it to Kaioken or King Kai's planet, or was that all a filler?
No, they definitely made it to King Kai's planet, but some things on King Kai's planet was filler. Like when the Ginyu Force died and made it to King Kai's planet, and they defeated like Yamcha and them. They defeated the Ginyu Force with ease. That was filler.
Right. Okay. So I mean, canonically, then they did have some training on King Kai's planet to where they probably potentially could have learned.
Kaioken. Yeah, I
Should
agree
have
with you.
learned. Kaioken and Genki Dama. Every one of them should have learned that. I don't know what the hell King
Right.
Kai taught him.
But that's also kind of up to the teacher too. If King Kai didn't think that it was worth teaching, then he probably wouldn't have taught.
Yeah, because
That's just that main character fucking syndrome that Akira Toriyama had.
Yeah, I mean you're not wrong there. Like when
Were they not
Goku,
all main characters?
like
I
when
think Krillin's probably the only side main character besides Piccolo. No, Krillin, 100%. I think Krillin has the highest ability to learn the Genki Dama only because he was given it by Goku. So I would like to see him actually
And
officially learn it.
we actually saw Krillin use the Genki Dama when Goku handed it to him.
yes,
Mhm.
so that was pretty lit.
And
Well,
he
he had the
hit Gohan with it.
Almost hit Vegeta if he didn't dodge in time. But
It
man,
did
I-
hit Vegeta. Gohan
oh well,
bounced
because
it
Gohan
back.
pushed it back. What's it
Yeah, so
called?
Gohan hit Vegeta with a spirit bomb.
Debatable. He just stuck his hands out and happened to bounce right toward his direction.
Yeah, I love the way that Team 4-Star handled that. Goku was like somehow telepathically telling Gohan, like, you have to hold your hands out and bounce it back. And Gohan's like, I'm not sure that's how key works, Dad.
So there's a couple things like I did see a what if scenario of like a manga where Gohan actually died against Cell and it was Goten. Goten was the only like Z fighter left and Krillin, so it was like years later, and Krillin's actually training
Ooh.
Goten. Wait, who? What?
Against Cell?
Yeah.
How is
So
Goten after Cell?
no, Gohan dies against Cell. So Goten's like the only fighter left. Goten and Krillin trains Goten, and he actually uses the Kaioken to train Goten. So I thought that was pretty neat. And like I actually did look up one Churro actually like brought to my attention one day that Master Roshi does know the Kaioken already. He learned it when he died against Demon King Piccolo and went to like heaven. So I guess King Kai taught him there, but he never uses it. And my guess is like his body's just too weak to handle it.
Well,
So when are we gonna do
Also,
Dragon Ball Kakume for the new group?
what is
I
that?
forgot about that one, to be honest. It's like a manga.
Because like you would love it,
Oh.
Cold Sauce. They give Vegeta his flowers.
Really?
They give Vegeta his flowers.
Oh. Yeah, but it's a manga?
It's a.
Handmade, I believe.
I'll send you something for it. I'll send you some work.
You're already
think
turning
you'll like
him off.
I can't read it. Like I can't read manga.
You can't read.
I can't read mangas because every time I try, like they write them backwards. So like I'm trying to figure out which bubble is like they don't. If they numbered the fucking bubbles, I would be able to read manga, but I can't because they're stupid because they're Japanese. So,
Up, right to left, down, right to left. Top panels, right
but
to left.
quick side note,
Bottom panel.
my cousin Ryan told me this. The Dragon Ball Fighters or maybe Fighter Z, they're no longer gonna get any updates in that game, and so their final like swan song kind of send off update was they just buffed every character like really powerful.
Glorious.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Now Goku will be weaker. And say, so many Gokus in that game. It's crazy.
Alright, guys. Segment 2. What do we want to do? Dragon Ball Diamond discussion or your guys' topics? I don't know how much more time you got, Secret Cold Sauce.
I haven't gotten the notification saying the battery's low, so I don't know either.
Okay. Alright.
But I
So
I can get out now if y'all want to go to Dharma.
it's up to you guys. Like,
Why don't
you
we
don't
do
mind
Cold
spoilers
Sauce's
or not?
Topic?
Huh?
Why don't we do Cold Sauce's topic?
Alright, Cold
first,
Sauce.
Like he's got a topic. and then we'll do the anime.
Well, what's your...
What topic?
Yeah,
You
we'll start
have
with
one.
you.
Wait, what?
You'll
We'll start
if
with
you
your
have one.
topic. I'm gonna play the segment 2 video, and then we'll start your topic.
Shit.
We
Okay,
are
I got
back.
you. Okay, I got you. If instead of Goku, if Vegeta killed Frieza, how do you think the story would go?
I mean, I don't think it would have changed at all. But Vegeta should have been the one to kill Frieza. I don't think any of us would deny that. Like, genuinely. I know Squall would say it just to be a dick, but, like, that was Vegeta's fight. But as far as the story going any different, are you talking about on Planet Namek?
He kills. Maybe he's the one that goes Super Saiyan. Goku is the one who ends up dying, and he's like, Vegeta, you gotta stop him. Look, I know we didn't spend that much time together, but listen, there's a whole planet you can stay on. I'll treat you right. There's a woman there you can hook up with, whatever. Still is.
I don't
from.
I don't see that happening.
Go bang my best friend.
You're in such fan fiction territory right now. Like,
Hey.
Goku has never talked like that.
The first problem I got with this is like, why is like when Goku dies, like the part where Goku dies, like because like when Goku first arrives to fight, Vegeta's already like beaten to a pulp, Vegeta probably wasn't gonna die until Frieza shot him, but like I could see like maybe like he doesn't shoot him and like kill Vegeta, you know, and then like Goku, Vegeta have their fight in the brawl, and then they get like Goku gets beaten up, and then Vegeta has some time to rest and takes over.
Show him what it truly means to be Super Saiyan.
Well, I mean, if Vegeta went Super Saiyan and beat Frieza on Namek instead of Goku, then Vegeta definitely doesn't come back to Earth. Actually, maybe he does, because the reason he comes back to Earth was to have that fight with Goku, right? And then somehow, when Goku shows up, he doesn't start fighting him. So, I mean, look, I don't want to say Bulma gave him that Gart 5000.
Says Bun Sheet is the man.
Has anybody seen Dragon Ball's P or Dragon's Ball P? I don't know. It's a funny little fan made YouTube video.
Yeah, the little
I
Flash
think
animation.
Yeah, Oni-G, right?
Right,
Was the creator.
all the way back from Newgrounds, that old website.
So you're making me feel old again. I'm not even that old. Well, I think I've seen it.
Ninja 27.
27.
Oni-NG.
I'm right now I am 500.
Oh wait,
Tomorrow
he's the youngest person in the podcast.
Tomorrow I will be 16, and then the day after that I will be 34.
The fuck?
24.
What? What the fuck?
This is
Tomorrow you'll be 16, but the day after you'll be 34.
some 7 Ninja randomness that he be sending in your DMs. See quote sauce with the
Dude,
random
yeah.
caps.
It's
So
3
we're all
o'clock
at the
in
same
the
age
morning,
then.
he's screaming at us in all caps. Like,
Listen, bro. He set it up. How to get the alley.
I turned 34 about a month ago.
Hey, happy belated, broski.
I just turned 27 like
3 years ago.
ago.
Called it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I
brother
will be
did that.
turning 30 in a few days. I'm so on December 28th is my birthday.
Oh, that's
so
right.
and I'll be turning 30.
You got the
You
same
also
birthday.
If y'all aren't doing anything, I would like to stream Fortnite during my birthday.
I'm
Which day is
good.
Fuck you, bro. Brockstrap, will you
which
show
day?
up?
It'd
Which
have
day
to
was
be
that
around
again?
The 28th.
That is a
Saturday.
I could
I mean,
probably
yeah,
do it around the usual times.
If I'm not
Should
doing
be
any
good to
Christmas
go.
stuff with family, then yeah, I'm good.
What up? It's on a Saturday?
Yep.
Or you could be
Today's
drunk.
the
You probably won't even play with you because you be drunk. Or messing
I
with that other
can
stuff.
play. I can play while
You'll be
drunk.
blackout drunk. You'll be blackout drunk. Saturday too?
I will. I do have a lot of alcohol.
Your house
We
We
will
should
be
do.
there,
You know what?
hungry dude.
We should turn me being drunk as like part of the thing. Like we could go do those parkour things that you find on Fortnite.
My kid loves doing those.
Okay.
Obese.
Sounds like a fun plan. Yeah, we'll get together on that Saturday. Run some drunk Fortnite,
Bro.
drunk night.
Hell yeah!
Cool stuff. On every death, he's gonna be. Bro, listen. It's gonna be like after like level 25. He finds this one location he can't make it past because it's too small. He's gonna get drunk every time he's gonna drink every time he dies. It's over.
Oh god. He's
It's
gonna
over.
die
Oh,
of alcohol
dude.
poisoning.
I
He's
do.
cooked.
Yeah, I can. I'll get a shot glass. I have a bottle of Crown Apple in my freezer. I have a bottle of Malibu. I have a bottle of margarita juice, and I have a little bit of tequila left. So yeah, I can do a shot for every death until death.
It'll be alright.
Might
So
not,
Bob uses
might
Dragon
not
Ball.
make it to 31. Yeah. We'll send Logan on a mission to go find the Dragon Balls. We'll start him off right now.
Alright, so back to the matter at hand. How different would the story be? The only difference I'm thinking would be what happens, like, because I think the whole androids coming back. Ooh, looks good. I'm thinking the whole android thing would still be the same, but it's more of like, would Trunks still appear to defeat Frieza? Like, what would happen with that whole, like Goku getting back? You know, like, would he spend like a year or 3 years or however long he spent on Yardrat to learn instant transmission? Like, would Vegeta be the one that took forever to get back to Earth? Like, if he didn't,
Vegeta wouldn't. Would he even go back to?
yeah, and then like, so it would be Goku back on Earth. Would he like still fight Frieza? Like, how it? Maybe that's how he unlocks Super Saiyan and defeats Frieza. The second time.
Frieza
Mega
wouldn't have
Frieza.
came back. if Vegeta would have been the one to kill Frieza, there is no Frieza coming back. Let's be very clear on that. Vegeta would have really killed Frieza. Vegeta wouldn't have half-assed killed Frieza. Vegeta would have killed Frieza.
I think Goku tried his best. He hit him with the angry Kamehameha. That was not a regular ki blast. That was a pretty strong ki blast he used.
Yeah, that retaliation at the end. Oh, he was gonna let Frieza go, and then he did the whole "you fool" and then shot backward. He did.
That was a one-handed ki blast. That wasn't no Kamehameha or nothing like that.
No, that's not a regular ki blast.
Go look
it up.
Was
They turned that into
in the games. Yeah, that's exactly what that move is referred to.
They turned that into an ultimate move in Sparking Zero. That one-handed ki blast. They call it the angry Kamehameha.
Even in games before that,
is it as strong as the final fail?
It's stronger than that weak ass move.
Ninja, you got one more fucking joke like that before I jump through these Bluetooth headphones. Fuck you up.
Do you think it's stronger than the final fail 7 Ninja? What do you? So you agree with me, right, Brock? That's not a normal ki blast. That's a pretty strong move he used to finish off. Who tried to finish off?
No, I mean it had the resistance. It had resistance against what Frieza was already sending, but it looked like it went into the blast, and it was like pretty much a straight to Frieza.
Hold on. I mean, wait a minute, guys. Hold on. We're forgetting something. Frieza was beaten.
It was yellow.
He was beaten.
He already chopped himself in half.
He was already chopped in half.
Goku gave him energy. He was beaten. Okay.
And
Goku's not gonna overdo
it. That attack against Goku. So it's not like you know,
can't imagine Vegeta would give him
energy. Once he shot that attack, all that energy Goku gave him was in that attack. And so he's, you know, back to the form he was in before Goku gave him that energy. So it didn't have to be no strong attack. It didn't have to be no Kamehameha to kill him. But the question right now is, would Frieza have been put back together and come back to Earth if Vegeta would have been the one to kill him? And the answer is no. Vegeta wouldn't have left any remnants of that dude.
I actually can see Vegeta breaking him down piece by piece like he did Vegeta at the end of before he killed him. I actually see Vegeta breaking Frieza down, and that would be to a point where you know, after he's killed him physically, he's just gonna erase him.
Yeah, like Trunks did. Except Vegeta would have took his good, sweet, methodical time on it. The amount of, like, the difference in power that Super Saiyan Goku had versus Frieza, like, he was just straight up fucking, he was like an adult against a child.
Yep.
Yeah. It was amazing. It's like me against Squall.
Maybe in Fortnite.
In that game. Squall being Goku in that situation.
I just got my oldest that Ninja Batman looking skin for him to use.
I saw it. It looks kind of cool.
He's a Batman fan, and he always wants to get on my profile because I have all these other player models to play as, but I'm trying to get his account built up so he you know, kind of give him his own thing.
Just let him play your profile.
So I think.
Didn't you join me?
Getting back on the story changing.
Oh no, that was
Vegeta-
Jensen.
Gotcha.
Keep in mind
Vegeta
that when.
coming
Go ahead, sorry.
after beating Frieza, having Super Saiyan, he would come back to Earth still wanting to get that victory over Goku. Because I mean, that was a stain on his pride. That was a personal thing for Vegeta. So coming back with Super Saiyan, I mean, Goku would have had to die for that to have been the case. Goku would have been in that fight unless he literally couldn't. So Goku would have had to been wished back with the Dragon Balls. So the Dragon Balls were just used days before on Earth. So it would have been over a year regardless for Vegeta to be able to get that victory against Goku. So, you know, if he comes back before Goku comes back, then we have the chance for him to meet Bulma and possibly make future Trunks, like we know. If it takes longer than a year for Goku to be relevant, I mean, we know he's gonna go train with King Kai. I feel like King Kai would know that Vegeta would still want that victory and train Goku specifically for that. And would Goku be able to teach himself the Super Saiyan on King Kai's planet? I don't know. I think he would have to rely on Kaioken, and that would be like a Kaioken times 20 versus Super Saiyan battle.
I don't think Goku dies against Frieza. I think he lives. It's just more of the question, because say if he does die, right? Goku does die, and Vegeta rips Frieza to shreds, which I agree. How would what's called? Because then how would the whole they wish everybody back from Namek to Earth? They wish the Namekians back. Like, I don't know how that would play out if Vegeta was the one to take over and Goku dies, because Goku was the one who like chimed in on King Kai's little like telepathic talk to Guru and like told him, nah, bring everyone back but me and stuff. So like I think Vegeta would probably just end Frieza before he even transforms into 100% Super Saiyan. He wouldn't let him do that, and then so that wouldn't give them enough time to bring everybody back on Namek and transport them all back to Earth for them to wish everyone who's died at least once back to life. So if Goku dies, they don't have enough time to bring the Namekian Dragon Balls to Earth, do the transfer to like from Guru to one of the other Namekians, and wish Goku back to life.
Wait, they didn't bring the Namekian balls back to Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought they did.
Yeah.
Because it was just a short time frame.
No, they
didn't have to be-
summoned Purunga on Namek.
Yes. They had
they brought
one
the
wish
balls,
left.
And then they had the short lifespan. Purunga was on Earth.
No, Shenron was on Earth.
No,
Yes,
and Purunga.
also Purunga at one point in time before the Namekians all left for New Namek.
Mm-hmm. They brought all the
Yeah.
Namekians on Earth. Remember, there's that famous scene where like Vegeta beats the living crap out of Kid Gohan on Earth, and there's a bunch of Namekians around them. Like I forget, while Goku and Frieza are still fighting on Namek, and then Piccolo had to stop in because Vegeta was about to kill Gohan.
And then
What the
Guru passed
fuck? I
away.
did not remember
Moray. Is it Moray? Did Moray become the new elder?
Yeah, the chubby one
And then
who
they
I
raided-
don't remember his name, but the one who like
Yeah.
blasted Zarbon's like Scouter and Dodoria's.
Pretty sure it was
Hmm.
Moray, and then he, like, I don't know if he just kept what Guru's balls were, if he made his own new ones, but yeah, they had that shortened time frame because Purunga doesn't take a whole year like Shenron does. then they all stayed at Capsule Corp for like what, 3 months or 6 months or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's how they
So,
were
yeah,
able
at
to. Oh god.
Well,
at one point, yeah,
actually-
both Shenron and Purunga were both on Earth for a very short amount of time.
So
Yeah,
one
make us
thing I
blown
want to
up.
point out is in Super we learned that Sorbet takes over what was left of the Frieza Force. But if we're talking about Vegeta being the one that goes Super Saiyan and killing Frieza, Vegeta Vegeta was part of the Frieza Force. So Vegeta would just take over the Frieza Force and
I
just
could see it
be the
happening.
next evil emperor, like galactic emperor. Like, so then Vegeta's next fight would be King Cold.
Yeah,
Ah.
potentially.
I would, yeah, I could see that going two ways. Like, one, your way. Two, like, let's say, like, Goku's still alive. They retreat back to Earth. Vegeta needs to go back to Earth to go get his fight back with Goku. King Cold shows up, like, coming for revenge from Vegeta for killing Frieza. And then that's when Goku steps in, like, all right, let me get this fight back. Like, let me. And then this is when he defeats King Cold by unlocking Super Saiyan here. And then that kind of like gets the story back on track with the whole Android saga and everything.
Why would
I must have my
Goku
revenge on
show up
Kakarot.
against Goku? I mean, why would King Cold show up against Goku?
I said Vegeta.
Yeah, Vegeta.
He would get
So you're
revenge on
saying-
Vegeta. But Goku
Cold
You're
didn't
steps
wanna know
in.
what happened to
while
Frieza.
Vegeta, you're saying while Vegeta and Goku's fighting, King Cold would show up and Goku would say, "Let me fight King Cold."
No, I'm saying Vegeta shows up to Earth to get his fight back with Goku, but so does King Cold, almost simultaneously. So then, instead of like Goku tells Vegeta, "Let's put our little fight that we're about to get into on hold. Let me deal with King Cold real quick," and then that's where he unlocks Super Saiyan to defeat King Cold.
When
How would
I
King
don't
Cold
think
know to
King
go
Cold
to
could
Earth
possibly
without
go there.
Frieza?
Hold on.
Yeah.
One at a time. Brock Strap, Seven Ninja, then Hunter.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, well, I think Ninja and I were saying the same thing. How would King Cold without Frieza know to go to Earth to find Vegeta there?
Well, how did they know
I
to
mean,
find him?
GPS.
how'd they know the first time? It's not
Yeah.
like Frieza's ever.
Well, I mean, Raditz got sent there, but I mean, the problem would be is Vegeta wouldn't call home Earth at that point. So like, if King Cold was specifically going after Vegeta, I mean, I guess they would have some tracking on the scouters or on the ships, maybe.
Well, and it would be like Vegeta would have taken over the Frieza Force. Like that was, I mean, he was even when Frieza offered it in Resurrection F, when he was like, "I'll make you second in command" or whatever. Vegeta was like, "Now I might actually regret this." So like, of course, Vegeta would want to take over the Frieza Force after killing Frieza.
Especially at that time, yeah, he wasn't even tied up with Bulma or anything.
Exactly. Right. So he would just take a Frieza Force ship and some men, to Earth, and then King Cold would easily be able to find Earth in that way. I mean, there would be people who would be more loyal to King Cold than to Vegeta. That would be
Right,
part
but
of the Frieza Force. Or
would King
Vegeta
Cold
Force.
be able to get to Earth like that quickly? Because he wouldn't even know about Earth until Vegeta landed there. How vast
Well,
is
he
this
would
universe?
just. Well, I mean, look, it could be a simple case of Vegeta saying, "Hey, you, and you, we're all taking this ship to this place," and then someone who overheard that, who's loyal to King Cold, just says, "Hey, Vegeta's on this ship going somewhere for a fight." And
Right.
King Cold would be, "Come with me, we're following it." So King Cold could be right behind him the whole time.
I'm just trying to get technical on this because in the Saiyan pods, it took Vegeta and Nappa a whole entire year to get from wherever they were. I'd imagine like a whole mothership might be a bit faster, but like depending on where they were relative to where King. I mean, it took a whole year for them to travel all the way to Earth. So I guess I wouldn't know the distance, but assuming that would be, or even if you half that time, it would be a half a year before theoretically King Cold could even get there. So I doubt that's how long Goku and Vegeta's fight would last.
I was saying that, like, why would Goku become Super Saiyan versus King Cold? At the end of the day, when he was fighting Trunks, he thought all the power was in his sword, which makes me think that King Cold's not that strong to begin with. I don't even think he can transform. Matter of fact, I know he's supposed to be one of the unique ones, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't see King Cold being roughly as strong as Frieza is. So, like, I don't see Goku going Super Saiyan at all.
There's like a what if manga on like what if like Trunks never showed up, and Goku ended up fighting King Cold and Frieza. Yeah, like King Cold did transform in the what if. Like, I'm not saying like he can or can't in like actual canon, but I would argue he probably can if like a lot of us are thinking it. He's already in his second form state, like non-stop. Like, what's to say he can't go higher?
Well, my thing is, in Super, in Resurrection F, so they, when he finds out that he gets 2 wishes, one of his ideas is, we could bring back King Cold, then we'd really be unstoppable, which kind of seems to refer to King Cold as stronger than Frieza was.
I don't know about that one. I think he could be powerful. I'm willing to give him that he could be powerful, but I would never go as far as to say he's as strong as Frieza. Frieza is an outright menace compared to him. Although he didn't have enough time, I'll give you that. He didn't have enough time on screen. Trunks did not treat him as an actual threat. Not even a little bit.
Who?
Like, Trunks did not treat King Cold
Well,
like he was
Frieza wasn't.
he gave more
Frieza
effort
wasn't
to
a
Frieza.
threat either.
Hey,
Yeah,
hang
but
on.
Frieza
Let Seven
was
Ninja
more-
go first, real quick. Go ahead, Seven
When
Ninja.
I think about how he destroys Frieza, he sees this dude so much of a threat that he goes and literally blitzes him. I think he maybe says a couple lines, but he just blitzes him and takes him out of there. But King Cold, he gave him time to speak. He gave him time to think of a plan. And that only tells me that he thought he was so little that he wasn't even worried about him having the sword. That whole interaction with that sword clearly tells me that King Cold is not even worthy of me, relative to Frieza.
Hunter, and I'll go next.
And I see your point, but like King Cold thinking that the sword was the reason that Trunks was so strong, so he tried to get the sword. That was a terrible plan. I think that might actually be part of why that fight was so quick, but I would say that Trunks, as far as the amount of effort he put into defeating King Cold versus defeating Frieza, I would say was no difference. It was about the same amount of effort. He did it with great ease on either one of them. Now, was Frieza weaker or stronger or equal to Frieza now that he has these robotic parts? We don't know. So I think that has like a big thing to do with it. I think if this was a much weaker version of Frieza, then if he's now with these robotic parts equal to King Cold, because what I'm going off of is the amount of effort that Trunks put into both of these fights seems equal to me. So then I'm thinking King Cold and robotic part Frieza is of equal power. So whether or not King Cold was stronger than Frieza without the robotic parts or not, it's still, we know for a fact King Cold is still stronger than everyone but Frieza, if not Frieza, because it was King Cold's empire before it was the Frieza empire. So, or Frieza Force, or whatever you want to call it. So it's still, he's still up there. It's not Super Saiyan level, but he's above whatever.
So, hey, hang on. Like, are you? Did you get your whole point out, Hunter?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I kind of had this thing like Trunks. He's all about his business, bro. Like he ain't the type like Goku. Like, go ahead, bro. Like get your max form. He's Vegeta's son after all. You know, he's all about his business. He wanted to take care of second form Cell. He wanted to take out the androids before they even showed up. So, I'm assuming that he didn't. He's taking out King Cold before he can even like achieve anything higher than his second form. And like on the another note, like King Cold was he was naive. He couldn't sense ki. He didn't know what a Super Saiyan was. He didn't even know who Goku was, and that's the whole reason why they were even on Earth. Like I remember like when they said Goku, he was like, "What's a Goku?" Like King Cold doesn't like he's pretty naive when it comes to Saiyan abilities. And like they even like used the scouter to sense Trunks' power when he first arrived. He's like, "Oh, power level 5, get out of here, bro." Like he doesn't like just cause like his whole thing about the sword. I don't think that's a very good argument. It's just he was naive to like what the Super Saiyan is and what the sword is and stuff like that. So he didn't go his full power against Trunks. And then Trunks, being the man who he is, he just took him out like no questions asked before he can get any further.
I don't know about that one. I think Cold Sauce, you brought up Sorbet. Sorbet, maybe he is a tactical genius to some degree, but he's not a fighter, right? And what I mean by that is that like he's thinking like, oh, but back in the day, you know, Frieza was super powerful and Cold is super powerful. But we're talking about back in the day with Dragon Ball Z versus like Super, where they're out here fighting gods and stuff like that, or godlike beings. Like those are entirely two different situations. So yeah, if I'm a person that remembers, oh, back in the day, my leader was this powerful, I'm gonna say like, oh, well, Cold's gonna be super powerful. But I don't think I would ever go as far as to say that Cold is the strongest Frieza. I'll never say that. And the only reason is that here's the thing. Trunks is a guy who says, listen, if a threat's serious enough, I'm taking it out. It does not matter. And when it comes to Frieza, it was first thing he did. He said, I'm taking him out. But with Cold, he wasn't worried about Cold to a point where he gave him time to think of a plan. It was a bad plan, like you said. But he gave him time to think of a plan because he was not worried about this dude. He could sense his ki. He knew how powerful he was. It was obvious. And he destroyed him. To me, that clearly says, like, you know, this dude's not a threat. I hear you. This dude's not a threat like his son, though.
So King Cold showing up to Vegeta versus Goku 2 doesn't matter at all. Actually, I mean, like, would King Cold even show up? Like, would he want vengeance for Frieza?
I think he'd probably want vengeance for Frieza, only on the idea of like the reputation. I see that happening only for that idea. You know, you gotta save your look. But would he matter in that grand scheme of things? No. That's what I'm saying. What I was talking about before with why would Goku go Super Saiyan? I don't think King Cold's strong enough to cause that to happen. I think maybe he pushes them back.
Yeah, that's how
pushing back Gohan or Krillin. If you're talking about Gohan or Krillin or Piccolo on that like the second stage, I can see something there maybe. But as far As
Well,
far as like,
I would argue that Vegeta, Super Saiyan Vegeta, definitely would push Goku to achieving Super Saiyan. And not only that, but it would be easier for Goku to be pushed to Super Saiyan by Super Saiyan Vegeta because he would be able to see that technique being used. That like we know one thing about Goku, he sees the Kamehameha for the first time and then does it. Like when he can see a technique, he can pretty much get it down pat. So yeah, Goku, that would have been where Goku would have became Super Saiyan. And I think it would have happened very quickly.
Not a bad argument.
I see where you're coming from. Go ahead, go. Don't let me skip you. You were about to say something.
Yeah, I mean, I was still kind of going back to the whole King Cold thing. Like, the whole, like, you know, there's that Cooler's Revenge non-canon movie. There's the what if scenario of, like, what happened when Trunks didn't arrive. King Cold went to a different form. Like, Cooler went to a different form. He's already in his final form, but has a form above what Frieza had. Like, a lot of these things point toward, even though they're not, like, canon, a lot of these things seem to be in everyone's minds that, like, Frieza, Cooler, King Cold can transform into higher states. It's kind of like almost a given, even though we haven't seen it. So that's just my gripe with it. It's just like I'm assuming he can go into higher forms.
I did want to say this though about like I believe it was Cold Sauce that said that Vegeta would take over the Freezer Force. I don't know if he would outright do that. As far as what I'm thinking about right now, I think Vegeta might have just went and destroyed it. I think he'd go on a solo mission. He knows where everything is. Why not just destroy it? Now maybe he builds his own force at the end of the day. I could see something like that. But like I think he wants to wipe out Frieza's legacy. I could totally see him trying to destroy everything that Frieza ever created because he hates him so much. You know, he lost planet Vegeta, right? So he's gonna want to take it all out. And then he's like, there's a Saiyan still alive. Maybe I go, you know, because I'm still the prince of all Saiyans. Maybe I go rule over my last subject. And he knows there's hybrids and stuff like that. So he's like, I'm gonna do something with that. But like when it comes down to it, his hatred for Frieza is so strong. I could totally believe him destroying everything that is Frieza related.
I can see that as well. I can. But I also still would lean more towards him taking it over because the hatred for Frieza, because he blew up planet Vegeta, yeah, it's there and it's a lot. And he kills Frieza after going Super Saiyan in this scenario, but also he grew up in the Frieza Force, right? Like he was like 8 years old when him and Nappa and Raditz became part of the Frieza Force. So, I mean, that is. I don't want to sound sentimental while talking about Vegeta, but that's the only home that he knows.
Right.
You know.
All right, go ahead, bro.
I
Oh,
mean,
sorry.
yeah. Oh no, that's about.
I hear you.
Everything.
I got
my
you.
whole point.
No, I basically I agree with Hunter on that point. Like, if that's all you knew, and also why did Frieza even take over the Saiyans in the first place? Like, why did he utilize them? They were a race that was already fighting, already conquering, so that's why they were basically. I don't know how to say it necessarily, but Frieza took over them, right? Like he went there and well, I guess King Cold initially took them over, and then Frieza eventually got the throne. But if they were already a race that was doing that, then yeah, I wouldn't see Vegeta like changing the status quo necessarily. If he were to take over, I can't see anything that would make him think like, oh, hey, we've been doing everything wrong for the past forever, right? Like. So yeah, taking over the Frieza Force, I think would be probably something. What's the difference between just taking over something or like tearing it all down because of the amount of hatred you have toward one person, right? Like Frieza was
One
the
person
end
you
goal,
already killed.
not like the Frieza Force. So like if he had already beaten Frieza, then there wouldn't be any reason. I can't think he would be blinded, right, by hatred to just blow everything up with no consequence.
Right. I do think it wouldn't have to be a rage-fueled action for Vegeta to destroy what's left of the Frieza Force. I think that would just literally be fun for that version of Vegeta. I mean, do we remember
But he would
how
just shoot
fucking
himself in the
evil
foot.
that dude was? Yeah.
Alright, go ahead.
Say that
Seven
again?
Ninja.
Well, I said it could be a fun thing for him to do, but he would basically just like shoot himself in the foot. Lord Beerus!
You saw that?
Yeah, I have
It's,
social stream up.
What's up, Lord Beerus? It's a Dragon Ball Z podcast. We're debating what happened if Vegeta defeated Frieza instead of Goku on Namek. Alright, Seven Ninja, I think you had something.
Cold sauce getting sentimental? What is this? This is Groundhog Day. What is this?
Especially while talking about Vegeta.
Bro, what is happening? Is it April? Is it April 1st? Inshui. That's all I got to say.
Alright, so it's getting to the top of the hour. Let's kind of wrap this one up because I want to get some Dragon Ball Diamond discussion in. Alright, so when it comes to this, like, what if Vegeta defeated Frieza? Let's kind of skip ahead, like, to the rest of the Dragon Ball, like the Android saga. What's gonna happen there? We'll go around in a circle. Hunter, you can go first.
Well, I mean, we, the Android Saga's almost directly after the Namek Saga. We can put it like 1 year or whatever. I think it's like literally 4 years, but Vegeta comes back, fights Goku, pushes Goku to Super Saiyan. Let's say it ends in another draw and Vegeta fucking falls in love with Bulma anyway, because why would Vegeta still be here during the Android Saga? I mean, I'm assuming that's what you mean, right? Like, do you want me to play out the Android Saga without Vegeta being on planet Earth? Because, I mean, we all die.
Or what
It would
are
be
your
so much
thoughts
worse.
on?
There
like,
would also be no future Trunks to come back and warn us. So it would go worse than future Trunks' timeline. It would be more of a way than the future Trunks timeline. Everything would be destroyed. Even Gohan is what I would say. I mean, just imagine future Trunks' timeline without future Trunks. That's how I think the Android Saga would play out.
Okay. So, alright, go ahead. Alright, Seven Ninja, go for it. What are your thoughts on the Android Saga? How would that play out?
Okay. My first thought came to me was, why would Vegeta be there? But then Goku's pretty much his biggest anchor there. So I'm seeing that happen, even if it's just like he's not there every day. But I could totally see them wanting to train together, wanting to spar, fight, whatever. So I see that happening. Would Vegeta go out of his way to protect Earth? That all matters on if Bulma and him have hooked up at all. The thing is, I don't know how that happens. That has to go down some weird way that we would have to see on screen to some degree. And I don't know. I don't see. You know what? No. I'll go back. I do see Bulma somehow causing him to like, hey, come with me. I see that happening. In some shape or form, I see it happening. So future Trunks still comes there, or at least future Gohan shows up if Trunks doesn't show up because he's like dead or whatever, or doesn't exist. Gohan would probably have to leave and think of a plan, or future Bulma. Future Bulma could be there, goes back in time, warns about the Goes back in time, warns the past guys, makes Goku take the heart virus, guaranteed it's gonna happen. And then them dealing with Android 18 and was it 20? Not 18, 19 and 20 as Gerald, or was he just called Gerald?
He was 20 at the beginning until
Okay.
Bulma spotted him. Then it was Jiro.
Yeah. All right. So Vegeta beats him by putting a lot of energy in him. But in the same situation, assuming Goku has Super Saiyan, Bulma's gonna make him take that cure. He's gonna be like, "Oh, I gotta do this because Bulma's gonna wear me out if I don't." And so he does it. Takes the medicine. Things calm down, whatever. And then Goku goes and overpowers like Android 19 or Jiro, whichever one he fights. Will he go as far as Vegeta does, where he like pulls the arms off and does a Big Bang attack? It won't be as savage, but it will happen. Jiro, in this situation, does he have instant transmission?
I'm assuming no. Like, but how? Like, it's up to you. Like, how does he get back to Earth? Like after Vegeta defeats Frieza. I don't even think Vegeta allows Frieza to even blow up Planet Namek. In my opinion, that's up to you guys when your imaginations.
Okay. All right. So
Namek would still be around.
in this scenario, I'm assuming Vegeta would be prepared to see Frieza go for destroying the planet, but maybe he stops him from doing that every time. But I think at some point Frieza's gonna get one off. And I think in this situation, the Z fighters leave except for maybe Goku and Vegeta and him fight Frieza. And this time, Vegeta becomes Super Saiyan. Goku doesn't, but he's still there to really assist, kind of like how Piccolo was assisting Goku. And so we see something like that. They beat Frieza, but the planet's about to explode. Well, Vegeta doesn't necessarily care about Kakarot, so I kind of see him just shooting off in some ship or whatever. It's possible he dies here, but it's also possible that Goku ends up maybe like Vegeta knows like what a Frieza Force ship looks like, and he's able to get off the planet, maybe like a space pod or whatever. And Goku still makes it inside the ship. He can still make it the Yard Rat. He goes to Yard Rat. He's not Super Saiyan, but he learns instant transmission. We come back to where we are with Jiro, and in this situation, because Goku is an active fighter, Jiro would have been found pretty early. Now, here's the thing: does Future Trunks destroy the androids in this case? Because they were more focused on looking for Jiro at this time. So does Future Trunks come back and actually deal with the androids in this scenario? With him being alive and Goku having instant transmission, Goku handles Jiro and they go for the androids. I could see them dying pretty early on, but Cell still shows up because of the timeline shenanigans. So Cell game still goes on. I can see Vegeta wanting to be here because of the Cell games. He's gonna find out maybe he can feel a key at this point. We've assumed he could before, so he has the key energy sense. He senses that his energy's here, and he's like, "All right, I'm gonna go fight that." Everyone's like, "Vegeta, don't! We need to find a plan." And Vegeta's like, "Nah, I want to fight him." He gets beat up. I see that happening. Yes. Goku saves him, brings him back, and this is probably when I see Goku and Vegeta going into the hyperbolic time chamber, and they're sparring. And this is actually where I see Goku learning Super Saiyan. And I see Vegeta either becoming a bigger form or becoming Super Saiyan 2.
Hypersonic Lion Tamer.
And so Vegeta Super Saiyan 2. Maybe Goku is too. It's possible. I mean, I could see Goku wanting to be there. I still think he'll be weaker. And especially because like Vegeta did get Super Saiyan first, I kind of foresee Vegeta beating him a lot more, but at the same time, the Zenkai boosts are happening on both sides. They're pushing to the hardest degree. Do they outright destroy Cell? Does Vegeta or Goku allow Gohan to fight at the very end? Does any of that happen? I don't know. But if Vegeta is the main guy in all of this scenario, he doesn't have instant transmission, but he probably will just go fight Cell since his energy. I kind of foresee Vegeta taking him out. I think he'll do it.
I just wanna jump in and say, in the original timeline, Vegeta and Trunks spent 1 day in the hyperbolic time chamber, and then Goku and Gohan spent 1 day in the hyperbola rhyme chamber, and so Vegeta and Goku going in there together, I think they would spend the 2 days, which would be 2 years, and Vegeta and Goku training together for 2 years. I think they both come out of there with Super Saiyan 2.
Mm-hmm.
Or I
One
think
thing
one of them might not come out. I can see that. But that's
Well, we have 2 references from Super already that I disagreed with one thing earlier. I'm going to correct myself. Vegeta did, like in Resurrection F, Frieza did blow up Earth because Vegeta wasn't quick to finish it off. So assuming the same thing would happen at Namek, then yeah, I said earlier I don't think he would, but given the information we already have, then yeah, it would happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then also, to Hunter's point, how long did Vegeta and Goku spend in the hyperbolic time chamber before the tournament? Or no, before they went to go to the future to fight off Zamasu?
I have no idea. I didn't watch Super.
Well, how long has it been in there? He would know.
What?
How long would Vegeta and Goku be in the hyperbolic time chamber before they fought Zamasu?
Goku didn't go in the hyperbolic time chamber before they fought Zamasu. It was only Vegeta that went in. Goku,
They both came out with beards.
that wasn't from the Zamasu thing. That was something else.
Was it something else?
Yeah, because only Vegeta went in while Goku learned the Mafuba.
Oh, okay. It wasn't the
Goku
Tournament
failed.
of Power. And it wasn't the Universe 6 and 7 tournament either because Vegeta, I'm sorry. Was it that tournament? The 6 and 7 tournament?
I think
Hang
it
on,
was.
let me look this up.
Because it wasn't against the Trio de Danger because that was Goku, Gohan, and Boo.
I don't know, but I did just get the notification that my headphones are about to die, so I'm gonna have to say goodbye.
Alrighty, broski. You have a good one.
It was great having you. Great being here. Thank y'all.
Microphone.
Have a good one. Also, Vegeta will always be better than Goku.
You wishes.
Real quick,
Let's
I'll be
see.
right back.
Alright, one thing I wanted to add is like Frieza did blow up the planet on in Super, but I'm arguing that's because he did his training for 4 months and got stronger. Cause like remember when he fought against Super Saiyan Goku on Namek, he had like cause like on Super, all he did was put his hand to the ground and blow it up. Like on Namek, he like threw his hands up, charged up a blast, threw it into the core of the earth. There was like I think there was already a crater in the earth in Namek before he even threw it. So like since he had access to the core, like it should blow up easier. But he charged up a beam and threw it at Earth, and it still took 5 minutes. So that was my only thing with what Brock said. What the heck? What's up with everyone in Poke MMO?
I don't know.
The fudge?
Uh,
Yeah. So there's that thing. I I don't know how I feel about like Goku and Vegeta going hyperbolic time chamber together. If they did, they wouldn't be training together because Vegeta, like we've seen Vegeta train with his own son. He's not the co-op type. He's very lone wolf. Cause like one guy I watched on YouTube, totally not Mark. He went into depth on like the Cell saga, and like he pointed out that Goku, no, not Goku, Trunks gave a new perspective on Vegeta that we all had. Like when he talked about Vegeta, they all like him and like the rest of the Z Warriors. They were like Vegeta or Trunks was like, wow, sounds like he's really lonely. So they get like he gave us a new perspective on Vegeta, that he has this lone wolf side, like versus we all just thought he was evil, an evil bad guy who might be turning good here, you know. So like if Goku and Vegeta were to go in the hyperbolic time chamber together in this storyline, I don't think they would be training together. I think Goku would definitely hit Super Saiyan at least, but I don't know if they reach Super Saiyan 2 together.
Well, here's the thing. The Saiyan bloodline is going to cause them to want to spar together. And what I mean by that is, well, what's first place spar with fight? They're going to want to fight. I mean, they know a target's out there that they can't just beat. You know, Vegeta's going to do it reluctantly as he's reluctant to do the fusion dance. He's going to be reluctant to it, sure. But in the grand scheme of things, Vegeta, he might not want to scrap with Trunks because he's not a true Saiyan. But I could certainly see him wanting to fight Goku any day of the week. And that's like, and they fight all the time as is. So, hyperbolic time chamber, yeah, we're talking about Z, sure, but he's gonna want to train with a true Saiyan. His pride won't allow him to just be better than him. His pride's gonna make him want to fight him because Goku can't be better than me. I achieved Super Saiyan first. So his pride's gonna get in the way, and because of that, Goku's gonna also probably be talking in his head. You're not gonna be better than me. You know, I'm gonna overcome you if we don't spar. So you need to. So he's gonna mess with his ego a little bit. Especially, we're talking about Z Goku. We're not talking about stupid Super Goku. We're talking about Z. Z Goku is an instigator. Okay, he's an instigator. He's ready. All right, he's disrespectful. So I see that happening. Replace spar with fight. They're fighting. Okay.
I don't see the instigating part happening. He's more of a. I mean, the only time I saw him instigate was against Oob. Like, I mean, he'll like say some low key disses if it's true here or there. Like, I don't know if he's the one to instigate the fight against Vegeta. Maybe what if is like they both come out like the what's it called, the hyperbolic time chamber. They do go in together. They train together. No, they don't train together. Like they train separately. Goku comes out with Super Saiyan. Goku and Vegeta come out with Super Saiyan. Well, Vegeta already has it. They fight Cell. And they actually learn to team up together as like a duo Super Saiyan and to fight against Cell, because this is the new top enemy that Super Saiyan can't defeat. That's what I see possibly happening.
Is Brock back? Because I can't see his camera.
Yeah, he's back.
Okay. Brock, what's your opinion?
I kind of like. I think I might have been away when I learned when we made the new topic here.
We're still on the Android Saga. How's it gonna play out?
If Vegeta was the one to beat Frieza?
Yeah. Like we're on like if they train in the hyperbolic time chamber together. I'm arguing they don't train together.
My mind is how are the two Bulmas gonna be around each other? Because they both like have that A-type personality. They probably both have the hots for Vegeta. Vegeta's not gonna know what to do with two Bulmas because he hardly even knows what to do with one. So how is that whole family dynamic gonna go? If future Bulma would be the one to come back, would she even go back to the future? Because what future would there be left to go to if everybody plus Trunks is gone? And anyway, yeah, I could see Vegeta probably still taking out 19. I don't think it took a lot for Vegeta to take 19 out. Go back to the lab. 17, 18, and 16 still probably would have come out. Trunks wouldn't be there to like destroy the lab, right? Vegeta would probably still take the L against 18, I would imagine. Not a whole lot of things would be different. As far as the instant transmission, Goku wouldn't be there to save either Tien or Piccolo. Right. So that would be a different scenario. So those two are gone. Would Vegeta be stronger than... Because, yeah, that would be the next thing. So, Vegeta's temperament, how is that different now opposed to original? Would he not allow Cell to go full super... perfect form? Did he try to take him out before Cell went and found 18?
If
Or would
we
he
were
be
talking
resentful
about,
against 18?
From my opinion, if we were talking about Super, I could see him taking him out easily or immediately. But when I think about the Vegeta, his pride is the reason second form Cell became perfect in the first place. I kind of foresee that still happening. I don't think
he would have that resentment against 18.
I don't think.
Well,
I don't think. Well, go ahead. Go ahead. See what you guys think.
It would be both. It would be both things. I think it would be the curiosity of the power Perfect Cell claimed he would have, and then also the resentment toward 18 to have her be gone. I'm sure he'd prefer to take 18 out himself, but the more fun option would be having Perfect Cell become final. So that would be the choice made there probably. Yeah, I don't see really a whole lot different outside of, I mean, if we were to utilize the time chamber, where's Gohan in all of this anyway? Would he just be at home chilling? Because Goku still wanted to implement some form of, or some backup measures of security for Gohan to be the fighter, right? Like
I don't think in this scenario. In this scenario, like, because we're talking about before everyone needs Goku to fight the big bad because he's the strongest guy.
Right.
But in this scenario, Vegeta's it, and Vegeta's not a clear hero. So in his mind, maybe that's on the back burner. But he's like, look, I still got to be able to beat Vegeta. Even like we go to like he dies against Cell and says, "I'm not coming back." I don't foresee that happening. But I also don't foresee him letting Cell get to that point. And the only reason I say that is, again, we're talking about a guy that's like, he didn't beat Frieza, and he's probably going to be, unless Vegeta does it, it's probably going to have to be Goku that takes him out, because he's going to be spending the 2 days, I think Cold Sauce says this, I'm assuming that they Goku and Vegeta go in there. I see them both going in there for about 2 days, getting that power thing done, and then they're out. I kind of foresee Goku taking Cell out in this situation because he wasn't strong enough before. But then this leaves Goku and Gohan training together later on.
Right. So assuming they're both at a point that they can take Perfect Cell out either way. Yeah, I mean, do you think that he's just gonna say, "Hey, me and Vegeta got it," then, for like everything past that point?
I think
because we're assuming at this point now that
But
Goku wouldn't be dead potentially. So I mean, he would be around still for Vegeta to spar with. Vegeta would have lost that war. I mean, he even trained while Goku was in Otherworld. So I mean, even though Vegeta lost the will to fight, he was still training in canon, right? So like,
Yeah.
with Goku around, that would be even more incentive for them to continue sparring. So yeah, I mean, things would look quite a bit different.
In this scenario, if we were to go, let's say we took a line from the canon story where Goku wants Gohan to be the main guy. After Cell is beaten, I could totally see Goku being like, I need to train my son up to deal with threats because I'm not going to always be here. In this same scenario, I also see him talking to Chi-Chi about this because he does talk to Chi-Chi about Gohan helping in the fight before. So
Right.
in the scenario, Goku's around, we could possibly see Goten be even stronger than he is too. But what I'm foreseeing for Gohan is he's the one who handles the Buu saga. He's also not so quick to become a pure scholar. I think the version of Vegeta that we see right now in Super, I think we would see him earlier. I think he might show up inside of the
Probably.
Buu saga, just because like before he's kind of more of the loner type, but with Goku being around, he has more time for Goku to rub off on him. I could totally see that eroding a lot earlier, and it's possible it happens in the Buu saga, especially because he's gonna want to spend more time with Trunks, because he sees Goten getting stronger.
Right.
And
Well, I
so
mean, the
that
whole
kind of
reason
works
that
with
the whole reason Vegeta even took that Majin power up was because it was the one and only chance he was going to have to spar against Kakarot for that day. So, I mean, he wouldn't even need it. Potentially at that point, he would be stronger than even what that boost would have given him.
Yeah.
Plus, Kakarot's around still, so he wouldn't need that. All the incentives and the bad feelings, I guess, wouldn't be around.
Mm-hmm.
So I
Well,
mean,
what you
yeah,
got to say?
all in all, it would just seem like everything would be the best. Also, I want to kind of look at a few chats here. Bulldozer, what's up? I'm still not. I saw something about Pokemon MMO earlier, and then another question again. I don't think there's any trouble with. You're muted, Squall.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that's about either, to be honest.
Yeah,
I kind of wanted to. I don't mean to break off from this, but I think we spent enough time on this little what
yeah.
if. I kind of wanted to get in some Dragon Ball Diamond discussion before the podcast ends. So we will start segment 3 now.
Brock, you should think of an outro question.
Alrighty. We are back, peeps. Alright, Dragon Ball Diamond discussion. Who wants to get the ball rolling first?
So we got to see Ku fight the Tanagami.
Is that the skinny one or the fat one?
Skinny one.
No, Ku is the skinny one. Yeah. Yep. Du is the fat one, right?
Yes, do. Yeah.
Yep. Du.
Wait, was that even in episode 10 now that I think about it?
Yes.
Yeah, he fought. Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. So he fights the Tanagami. At first, I thought like what was gonna happen was he just doesn't know how to fight. But then I was like, well, he's kind of sporadic, but I see some kind of discipline, some kind of control. So maybe he does know how to fight. Or at least there's some instinctual stuff going on there. He's pretty smart, able to survive. He knew like when he was going to lose at the very end. He's like, nah, I can't do this, yada yada. I'm surprised we got on to do that fast, but you know what? Seeing the contrast between these two, I think it was a good idea to do that early on. But outside of that, seeing the Giants Kraken show up and them losing their ship, I'm surprised they went with instant karma with them losing their ship instead of like because like you remember they didn't pick up Vegeta and them when they got their
Right.
ship. So I was a little surprised to see the instant karma. I thought maybe they'd be play out for a couple of days. Maybe we'd see them. I don't know. I was expecting something else there, but let's stay on 10 for right now. The Kraken apparently is too strong for them to deal with right now. I'm a little bit surprised by that. I figured if anything, it'd be like the dinosaur Gohan fought back in Z, and it was just like, you know, it's super big, but they're talking like these things are powerful. And you know, again, we're talking about if Pansy or Glorio said, these things are super powerful, we need to worry about these, I could be like, all right. But y'all are saying the same thing about the Tanagami, and Goku being one of those. So why is Goku worried about this? You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, that was. Oh, go ahead.
No, it's all good. I'm gonna look something up real quick.
Yeah, I was pretty shocked at that too. I thought the Tamagamis were the strongest in the Diamond world, but then here comes this random Kraken that's too strong for them to handle. So I'm kind of wondering what's up with that. That's kind of weird to me. When it comes to Majin Buu, the little skinny one.
Oh,
Goo?
Goo? You mean Goo?
Ooh.
Yeah, what's up, Sofska? With the Majin, I'm a little disappointed with that. I thought they were gonna be a lot stronger. I didn't think they were gonna be a joke. But once I saw the Fat Buu come out, and it looks like he's putting up a better fight. I don't think we saw the ending to that fight against the Tamagami, but it looks like the Tamagami's actually kind of sweating a little bit versus like Majin. Fuck, dude, what's his name?
Majin
Dude,
But a
the
D.
skinny one,
No, Koo.
Oh, that's
Oh,
Koo.
Koo. Yeah, like versus Koo, like he looked like he was not sweating at all. He was just kind of like, this it? This guy's nothing. So like now he's actually sweating, but it's kind of like what the fat one reminds me of is the Fat Buu, and the skinny one reminds me of Kid Buu. So it's kind of like weird to me, like if the fat one is stronger, it kind of reminds me like maybe that whole thing they said about him going back to Kid Buu, him being stronger, is actually false, you know. So that's just my thoughts with it. What do you guys think about the two fights again with the Majin Buus and the Majin Ku, Majin Du against the Tamagami so far?
Do you want to go first, Brock, or?
Oh, sure, may as well. With Koo going at it, the skinnier, more Cybermen would like one. I don't know. I feel like he was kind of like one of Toriyama's older, more like funny throwaway characters, to where like this is feeling very Dragon Ball to me, more so than Dragon Ball Z, and I kind of like that. We have the adventuring in a whole brand new area. We don't seem to have the limitless energy and like just ease that Dragon Ball Z seemed to have at some points. So it's just it's fun for me. Going back and just remembering like, oh hey, the Dragon Ball. So with the hardships that Dragon Ball had, there was also that kind of humor with like what you thought was gonna happen didn't actually end up happening. It was kind of comical. Like even afterwards, like, you know, you had that the Supreme Kai's sister all frustrated with him, and he was almost kid-like, right, or teenager-like. Oh hey, haha, don't be mad, I can still go to the convenience store, I'm super quick, like. And then to have that actually come back in this next episode to go to the convenience store to get the chocolate for Du. And then seeing, you know, like, oh, I always wanted a brother. It's funny because like you're like, oh, this is just gonna be a stupid Kid Buu ripoff. I see the argument from all the kind of like Daima doubters, right? I'm gonna call them Daima doubters. They're like, oh, he's just gonna be a ripoff. This is the same of the same of the same. No, it's not actually, which is kind of refreshing to see, right? And then with Do coming in, you're like, oh, well, he kind of looks like Fat Boo, but the fighting style is a little different. Again, there's some sense of intelligence here, so it's not exactly like a Kid Buu ripoff. Kid Buu was more childlike, where Do, the new fat one, seems to kind of have some, like, I don't know, it's still kind of a weird fighting style. Like, when his head, he was gonna get, like, basically beheaded by the Tamagami, right? And then he, like, his head got sucked into his body, so that was kind of interesting. Both having a very kind of just outlandish fighting style, which is fun. So, I don't know, I'm really liking the dynamic between the first one. I figured I'm going in giving everything a fair shake, right? Like, I'm not going to go in like, oh, this is terrible, because if you go in and especially, like I said, it being Dragon Ball-ish more so than Z, I know a lot of people that like Super and like Z want just the fight. No, I'm just kind of taking my time and enjoying it, and not trying to come in with any bias, and I'm pretty happy with it so far.
So I'm still, when it comes to like the Majin Do, the fat one, he's fighting the Tanagami and he's got him sweating a little bit. Well, I do want to say that there is more power in Do. His fighting style is still more, if you remember, I said with Ku, he's a lot more controlled. He has some control. You can see there's something there. And I think that the Tanagami is used to that. But what he's not used to is something that wild. Now, maybe he's stronger, but it kind of reminds me back to, I don't know if you guys remember, when Goku and Vegeta were fighting hand-to-hand against Jiren. Like, their fighting was so off that it was causing Jiren to have to back up, because he just couldn't figure out their pattern. And in that way, when I look at Fat Do, I think to myself, like, is this the same scenario? Because it certainly feels like it. I mean, when we first seen these guys come up, he was over here doing monkey noises and doing weird things you might have seen a kid doing from a Kung Fu movie. So, like, so I was just like, what's going on here? Is it power, or is it just undisciplinedness? That's kind of where I am on that. Squall?
So, do we think Majin Do is gonna win against the Tamagami?
Sure.
I don't know. I feel like they're designed in a way where, like, they have to learn how to beat said things like that. And yeah, it's a power thing, but it's not like he's outright just destroying him. Like, if he was outright destroying the Sanagami, it'd be whatever, but he's not just doing that. And so that makes me think, like, I don't know if I want to say that he will. But then we gotta remember, Tanagami number 3, what did he do? Goku beat him in a fight, but he still had a puzzle afterwards. And so, it's probably not gonna be the doctor chick, the witch chick. It's probably gonna have to be Do. And as far as we know, Ku has the telepathy link. That does not mean Do does. And Do's also stupid.
That's true. The creation method this time around was to make it designed a lot stronger. Is the power level based off of how many centimeters in? Because they put it in, like, what? It's only 5 centimeters, right, for Ku, and then for Do it was 20. And then did they use more of the essence of Buu this time around also? Like, all these things that were happening that made the witch a little bit more concerned this time around than the first, with the creation of Ku. So, like, I'm wondering, just based off the creation method alone, is that going to give Do that much more power than Ku, when Ku already seemed to kind of already... I wouldn't say he went toe-to-toe with Tamagami 1 necessarily, and we don't even know if any of the Tamagamis necessarily have different powers from each other. Obviously, each one looks different, But I mean, there's been no indication on whether they're all equal as far as combat level goes, or if the one in the third world was a little bit less stronger than the one in the second, and then let the one in the first world being the strongest. We don't have all the answers quite yet as far as that goes, but just based off of assuming that they would all be equal, Goku defeating the third one pretty handedly, and then Do being created much stronger than Ku, if there's like has it, or Do, I'm sorry, if Do has it, I would imagine he'll eventually pull the win.
What I'm seeing with well, I'll give you a second. What I'm seeing with Do when it comes to his creation process, it seems like they were putting more. It seems like they were giving less Cybermen and more Majin Buu. And so more Majin Buu means all of Buu's quirks. Well, the fatness, he kind of reminds me of the pilot, not Glorio, but the other pilot. I got a very strong sense of the other pilot in him. I'm seeing some naivety, some stupidity, some dumbness. I'm seeing some like childishness in some way, and I'm seeing a lot more primitive like thinking. So I think what we're seeing with this is maybe it's not necessary power, but maybe it's the idea of I'll look at that later. Maybe it is the idea of the controllability.
So, in terms of if that makes him stronger than Tamagami, like, how does that relate? Are you saying that makes him stronger, so he should win against the Tamagami, or?
I think the wildness we see out of Do allows him to be stronger, and I think that like because the closer up I think it is the closer more control she has. But also Ku was a lot smarter. Ku was more than likely not going to go all in like Do would, just because he's like self-preservation. So I could totally see that being one of the bigger reasons why Ku did not finish that fight. But I could totally see Do even do, because did Ku actually do the thing where he sinks his head into his body? Did he do that, or did he just straight up
I don't
dodge?
think so.
I don't
he's
think
got
he
more-
has.
Fun?
Yeah. I don't think he has the flexibility or the boo-ness in order to do that, right?
Mm-hmm.
The body types are
So-
entirely different.
Yeah. So closer down, I think it's more like regular Majin Buu, and the higher up, it's more like a Cyberman. But I'm also seeing this idea of self-preservation goes down the further it goes down, because odds are high. If he can do that thing with his shrinking his head, he could probably also explode, which means he can kind of just be doing whatever. And so, is he stronger? It could be tied to that self-preservation thing, like I said, or the body type thing. Be right back.
All right.
It did just seem like the witch was a little bit more concerned with this creation process versus the other one. So that's why I think, just based off of her reaction alone, that two definitely would be stronger. The second one would definitely be stronger than the first.
Yeah, based off of the way the Tamagami is reacting, I'm assuming this the fat one is stronger for sure. Yeah, like just by his reactions, it looks like he's like, oh shit, he's getting caught off guard. Versus like the first one, he was never caught off guard. He was just easily dodging everything. So
Oh, for sure.
whether or not that means the fat one's gonna win, you know, I can't say for sure, but I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he won. I
Right.
think Seven Ninja brought up the fact that like he's struggling against the Tamagami versus Goku didn't. Well, I mean, we see Vegeta struggling with his Tamagami fight, and Goku didn't. So I'm under the impression that the Tamagamis have different power levels, so they're
Right.
the different worlds are stronger. Like the highest world is the weakest one, so Goku got the weakest one. Vegeta and the Majins, they got the stronger ones to fight against. So that's why
Vegeta also got double teamed.
Yes.
I would have liked to see that if had the Kraken not interfered.
Yeah, me too. Because I don't even think we saw Vegeta go Super Saiyan before that happened. So there's that. There's like the fact that like Goku defeated his pretty easily. Vegeta is struggled. You know, like within the first few moments, Vegeta got sliced barely right under the eye, and he was like, and he looked like he was like sweating after that. Like, what the? This thing is strong, you know.
Right.
So there's that fact. So given this, it still doesn't tell me how much like stronger or weaker Majin Buu is to Goku or the other Tamagamis. I mean, we still have to see more.
And neither fight is over yet. Neither fight is over yet either. With Vegeta not going Super Saiyan, I'm sure Goku's gonna like swoop in and like do instant teleportation, or he's gonna do. Vegeta's gonna get saved somehow, either of it his own being or if Goku or a third party steps in. But the Kraken's gonna not become a problem. I'm sure the fight with the second Tamagami is gonna go forward. Hopefully with Vegeta still. And then I mean, yeah, even with the first Tamagami and Buu, right? Like that's not over either. So, hopefully, I'd like to see both. I can't imagine them going back a second time and failing, because I mean, it would just seem like no progression if that were the case.
Yeah.
And with Vegeta, you can't just off Vegeta. Like, even it feels like Daima's kind of with the same Goku, Vegeta, and Piccolo show, right? So I'm hoping that, or I'm assuming, I guess, that Vegeta's gonna come out of this just fine, and the fight with the Tamagami will continue with no more Kraken. So we'll see. We can only assume.
Yeah, let's get into this. We're getting into a little spoiler section. So spoiler, if you haven't seen the latest episode, spoiler warning. Leave now. If you haven't seen the last episode of Dragon Ball Daima, go ahead, Seven Ninja.
I read a comment when I was watching this episode 11 of Dragon Ball Daima. I read a comment that was saying that like Vegeta hasn't had a lot of time to really exercise inside of the demon realm. I remember Goku he's always training at any given time in order to understand the different airs of the demon realm. I know that the plane was able to fly faster, but we still don't know how much faster they are inside of the second world than they were inside of the third world. It still may not be like regular speed, and so in that way, Vegeta hasn't. He's trained a little bit. We saw him lifting weights, but we have not seen him turn into Super Saiyan. We do not see Vegeta fighting too much. We do know he has fought before. But we cannot go as far as to say that he's fought remotely as much as Goku does. And so in that way, Vegeta, it's believable that he might lose the fight. I don't think he dies to the Kraken, but it's believable. Wait a minute, there's a revive bug. He might die.
I thought that was a Medibug. Like it works like a sensu being, not a revive. But I mean, it's possible. I don't remember the revive one.
I know you said it's a stamina bug, but it could be one of those situations where he's like near death or something. Maybe he's like got like a lot of water in him or something because he went underwater. Maybe something like that.
Bringing back that Zenkai boost.
So
it'd be a good way to bring it back.
So we're going into spoiler territory. So now let's talk about the Kraken swallowing up Vegeta. So what are our thoughts on that? Like is he dead? Why or why not? I'll go.
Well, it's still in the process of happening.
Yes.
I mean, listen. They said Goku said we're not strong enough to handle that, and he has Super Saiyan, possibly Super Saiyan 2. We're not strong enough to handle that. So as far as I'm aware. I mean, it could be something like how Naruto from Naruto gets out of that snake. He cuts, I think, the stomach out of the snake to get he cuts the back or the stomach of the snake to get out. Cool. So will probably tell me if he's still watching. But Naruto gets out of the belly of a big snake, and so it could be something similar where Vegeta's like, let me blast a hole in the side of the Kraken in order to get out. It could be kind of similar to how like Majin Buu destroys the hyperbolic time chamber. So all these are possibilities. The problem is that Goku literally says we're not strong enough to handle that. So by that logic, the only way he's getting out of that, unless like the Tanagami itself does something about it. But then again, the Tanagami is the reason he's even in there in the first place. The only way he's getting out of that is if I think Goku's gonna have to go instant transmission, grab Vegeta, and head right back up to the top. I think that's the only way that's happening.
So there were some things I wanted to add. Like you said, like Vegeta or Goku's been training since like they turned into kids. I think Vegeta did train off screen. For, like, one, Vegeta is smarter than Goku. He's smart enough to realize, hey, I don't have as much reach as I'm used to. I don't have as much power as I'm used to. Like he can detect like what he'll need to do to like adapt quicker. Like Goku just kind of learns by trial and error, versus Vegeta is more quick to like see it like mentally. And I'm thinking like in Super, we stated that Vegeta trains too much while Goku doesn't take his training serious enough. I don't agree with the second part about Goku not taking his training seriously, but I do think Vegeta trains too much. So I'm arguing that he trained off screen while they were hanging out on Kami's lookout to like get used to his body. And because like Goku couldn't even land a punch on a standing pillar when they was first kids, and then like versus Vegeta, when we see his first fight, he's landing all these punches like nothing. So he obviously adapted to whatever his body is at this point. So there's that. When it comes to like, I definitely don't think he died from the Kraken. Like, this gives strong hints of plot armor is about to be introduced in some way, shape, or form. Like especially since it ended like the way it did. It just seems like it's more supposed to shock you. How he gets out, you know what? Since Logan confirmed Vegeta gets a new form, this might be his intro into his new form. You know.
Baby Vegeta.
Baby Vegeta?
I'm just talking. I was thinking of the new form, and then he just like becomes like baby form Vegeta.
Well, nah. Like, whatever new form Vegeta gets, this might be his intro into it. Like, because this is all I'm thinking. Like, oh, this is how Vegeta gets his new form once he got swallowed up. Like he gets some sort of demon infusion, like with the Kraken or something. Gets exposed to some sort of like diamond energy, and this is how he gets his form. Maybe that's my thoughts on it. Brockstrap, I think you're muted. I think you're trying to say something.
Oh no, I'm good. I kind of agree with that though, because like, yeah, definitely, like, if we were to get any power, and this is kind of what I was going back to a few discussions ago. If there's anything, any power up that they get will have to be Daima specific. It'll have to be Demon World specific, because the fact that they wouldn't use any power in Super, assuming it's all canonical and all in the same continuity, right? Anything that they have to learn in this series alone will have to be only within the Daima realm. So yeah, we could get, like what you're saying, if we do get Vegeta, if Vegeta is the first, like Hunter was saying, to get a new power up, that new power up would have to be, well, potentially here, but it would have to be, yeah, Daima specific.
You're talking about him getting it, and I'm not saying the stakes aren't high to some degree, but a new form usually happens when something serious is about to happen. This thing with the Tanagami, I don't know if I'd go this far, because this feels like a friendly spar that they're trying to win a competition over. Versus, whenever we see a new form, it's usually because they have pushed themselves to a degree in a fight where they have no other choice.
So you're thinking maybe like King Yoma or like or Goma, whoever took over
maybe.
It's.
I don't think Goma. Goma is too scared.
Maybe even
I kind of see Q and Ku. maybe fighting
Yeah.
together or fusing in some shape or form. I could see that. I mean, like, because they're literally like Ku being the brains. Maybe they fuse together and be like a Kudu or whatever. Um, that to me seems like more likely to happen because Vegeta don't want to be like, all right, I got to be powerful because Goma is too afraid of them getting the Dragon Balls. He's too afraid of them coming that way. But literally, when he sees them fight, he's like, "Oh my God, they're still strong." So like, Goma does not come off to me to be someone that's actually important. I think I said it a few a few podcasts back, where I said, I want to see more of the Goma because he's supposed to be the main villain. Yet we are seeing way more of everyone else except him and what's his name. So I don't think he's as serious right now, and I think like it plays into that idea of Dragon Ball being a comedy esque anime, and that's what Diamond's probably going down. I kind of see Goma being that comedy villain that really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things.
Somewhat like Pilaf.
Mm-hmm. And I think Squall, you had something to say.
Yeah, so I think I'm not 100% sure if this is where Vegeta gets his new form, but I think it's a possibility because I think you said it's they only get a new transformation when something serious is about to happen. I think it's more of something serious has happened. Like Krillin dies, Goku goes Super Saiyan. This gives me strong hints of this gives me really brings me back to a Tournament of Power when Jiren pushed the Spirit Bomb back into Goku and we thought he died from it. And then boom, he comes out with he comes out with Oma and Ultra Instinct. So this is the same situation almost, like instead of the Spirit Bomb pushed back into Goku, it's the Kraken eats Vegeta. So this is like a serious thing that happened that he needs some sort of power boost to get out of. So that's why I think it's possibly he can get a new transformation here.
I'm down for that.
What if the Kraken takes him underwater, and now Vegeta's going through a underwater-esque adventure instead of and maybe we end up finding someone similar to maybe Pansy or Bulma and Glorio helping him. So before we had Goku going through his story with all of them, now we have Vegeta going through a side story. And so maybe this is the transition from Z to Super, but we see Vegeta become more chill, more relaxed, and less himself. We're already seeing early stages of that, but Vegeta of Super is a lot different than Vegeta of Z. And so maybe him going through a more humbling experience, working with the underwater people, could be what's going on here. Obviously, I don't think that entirely is what's going to happen because this is Vegeta's time to shine. But at the same time, it wouldn't be that hard to believe them to say, let's give Goku an extra episode and then let's focus on Vegeta for a while.
Go ahead, Brock.
Well, we also kind of had that humbling at during the Kid Buu fight as well. At the end of it, Vegeta's like, "Oh, see now, Kakarot is the strongest," and then the whole monologue that he had. And then the sparring at the end of it too. So it almost seemed like the humbling and the calming was already there.
Mm-hmm.
And we're leading into, because obviously Vegeta even in Super still has his little ticks and is quick to fly off the handle sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, when you're saying now that we're seeing kind of somewhat of Super Vegeta. Well, yeah, we saw the start of Super Vegeta and toward the end in the Supreme Kai's world.
So if we see a side story with Vegeta, it's just, to me, it's how many episodes would it be? Because we only got 20 to 25 episodes for the whole season, and that was episode 11. So there's 14 episodes max, and we already got a lot going on with the story. We got a bunch of side stories already with Goma, the Majin Buu and Kuz. We saw Piccolo, Vegeta, and Bulma split up and have another side story, but they only got a measly amount of screen time. So it's possible he could go on a side story, but it would be very minimal if this were to happen.
It's also
Something's
kind
coming
of
up for me.
interesting.
Go ahead, Brock.
Oh, I was saying it was interesting even on those side stories too to see Piccolo so knowledgeable on everything, and Namek as well, like with his father being kind of up there and saying, "Oh yeah, my father might have remembered this Namek inside of the demon world." I don't know. It was just kind of cool little aside.
I feel
That's all I
like
was really gonna say.
Kami in some shape or form is because he was so quick to pick up on Neva and all of them. I feel like Kami's side of things is starting to Nail and Kami's side of things is starting to pick up into him, because he's like, it seems like the more Piccolo's there, the more information he seems to recall. I mean, this could have been
Right.
stuff he already knew, but it seems like as if his world is telling him something as the more he's there, and the more he's learning, the more he's understanding, because he knew Neva was playing a senile he knew Neva was being senile on purpose, right?
Right.
And it's like, or I mean, anyone can read an act, but this is the first time you meet a guy. Why would you think this guy is trying to act this way? And so in this scenario, I think we're seeing like a hit by him being Piccolo, him being Kami and Nail, or the nameless Namekian, if he's still going by that. I think something's going on with those mixtures.
Dude, I wanted to
It
bring
could
that
be.
up too. Like, all right, so Piccolo all of a sudden remembers he came from the Daima world, which we came up with the argument maybe Nail knew, which to me is still kind of shaky, but it's more plausible than this situation. Like, how does he know
Or
his
even
father?
Kami.
No, because Kami didn't remember anything when he arrived on Earth. So how does he remember his dad now all of a sudden? Like, I don't think you guys can make the argument Nail knew who Kami and Piccolo's dad was. You know, because Piccolo didn't remember Namek. Piccolo didn't remember, or Kami didn't remember Namek. Kami didn't remember his parents. Kami doesn't remember Daima. So, like, Nail possibly knows with Daima. I'm not gonna say. There's no way in hell you guys are convincing me Nail knew who Kami's parents were. Because, like, he didn't even know who Piccolo was.
Well, that frustrates me too, because even then he said, "I don't remember Namek." What language word Kami? So in the final Dragon Ball tournament in Dragon Ball, when Piccolo and Namek, or Piccolo and Kami threw the guy that Kami was like taking control of, what language were they speaking then?
They were definitely speaking Namekian.
Right. So why
so-
did Piccolo not know now? Especially with Kami in him, like they both spoke Namekian, so like why would the new Namek being of Piccolo, Nail, and Kami all together not know Namekian? I don't know.
There is something Piccolo did say, "I've been on Earth too long," and I think that plays a role. But
Right.
the idea of he remembers katas and all that. I think the quote or what it was said was that Kami had amnesia. Like when he got there, he forgot everything. But like, a person who has amnesia can recover. And so if I'm in an area that I remember seeing before, and I'm like, why does this place feel familiar? I touch down, all these memories flood back into my brain. This is what Kami knew. They're connected. They're mixed. They're fused. It's possible that by simply being on an area that feels very familiar, he can recall a lot of stuff. And he just couldn't do it because he's been on Earth so long. But it's possible that some of the stuff that he learned on Dragon Ball Z, just being on New Namek had given him, or Namek itself had given him some memory there too as well. But I can kind of see this idea of Kami being at his home planet starts to recall things.
Well, like one thing, I don't know about, like you said, like when Piccolo was on Namek, I don't think he said that like oh, this feels familiar. I think he said, oh, so this is my home world. Like he was like more like in awe or something. Not really. It feels familiar. And then when he was on Namek, he wasn't fused with Kami yet. He was still just his side of the half. So maybe like you can make the argument for like when they arrived on Daima, fused together. But it's still very washy to me. I'm not seeing how he knows who his father is all of a sudden.
Right. No, and that's what I'm saying. It's frustrating to me that like they have him remember something, but not everything. Like, right, exactly what you're saying.
I think it's just a little plot hole here that they kind of forgot about. That's just my gripe with it.
It didn't even happen in like a long time span. It happened in a very short time span. Like I don't really remember much of Namek's culture, and then all of a sudden my father's Kata's, and I know about you. Like what? What do you mean?
He knows the Daima all of a sudden, which was never brought up. He knows who his father is. I can see I can see him knowing who Neva is. You know, Nail. I can see him having information on Neva. I can see Nail having information on the Daima, but definitely not who Piccolo's dad is. That's out of nowhere.
I mean, I guess if you threw me in Japan for like 14 plus years and I learned Japanese and nobody spoke English, I could come back and it would be kind of hard for me to pick it back up again. But I would pick it back up, right? Like that's a secondary language. I don't think that's something you would just forget.
So my thing is with that is we all learn to speak at a very early age before we can even remember learning how to speak. We're learning at a subconscious level. Like I think like Kami, Piccolo, they learn Namekian at a subconscious level. So it's ingrained in their brains, you know. They're going to remember that for life. Yeah, that's it.
I mean, Piccolo was speaking English right out the egg, if I remember.
But then, like when they were in the tournament, they were speaking perfect Namekian, like that, you know.
Yeah, he would have been what, 4 at that time?
3 or 4.
Even earlier, because he's not much older than Gohan.
Yeah, so I think like right after the first that tournament, Gohan was born. He's like 4, and then I think like when Piccolo was born was right after the tournament prior, and they happened like every 3 years. Because like right after that previous tournament with Tien, Goku fights and defeats Demon King Piccolo. Like I don't think there was much time between the tournament and defeating Demon King Piccolo, and then that's when Ma Junior was born. And then 3 years later is the next tournament where Ma Junior meets Goku, so he's like 3 at this point, and he's like a full-grown adult.
Right out the egg, he's speaking both languages.
There's an idea here that I think we're forgetting, and that is, in both scenarios, he was meeting very important Namekians. In one case, it was Kami, and that they have a raw connection because they are literally part of each other. But then you have Neba, who's like the super legendary Namekian, and then his hometown is even in the demon world, where like he's starting to feel familiarity with things in the demon world. It wouldn't be too hard to believe that this idea of sacred lands or sacred people are causing Piccolo to pick up memories. Again, he forgot everything, but yes, like I said, if you had amnesia, it's possible you could come back to your memory because you're in a certain location.
I could, I kind of see that. It's just, it's just one of those poorly explained Dragon Ball things. Like it's possible, definitely possible. It's just I'd need that to be like hinted or stated somewhere.
I feel like we should talk about like so we're seeing Vegeta fight Kanagami 2, or we're seeing Do fight Katanagami 1, and I feel like one of them's gonna lose and one of them's gonna win. Who do you think that's gonna be?
between Vegeta and the Tamagami and the Majin and the Tamagami.
I think they're showing us the way they're doing it. I think they're showing us that for a reason, and I think one of them's gonna win and one of them's gonna lose.
So, all right, if we're going off of this, one of them has to win thing. I'm thinking the Majin dude is gonna win. Goku is gonna expend all his energy saving Vegeta, and they're gonna be too exhausted to fight, so they're gonna have to withdraw.
I need Vegeta to win. Vegeta needs Vegeta to win. If one or the other has to win, it's probably going to be Dude, just because this is their team's second time at it. So if one had to win and one had to lose, it's probably Dude, just so they don't keep coming back and wasting time on that specific plot. Again, it'll be super easy, I think, for Goku, especially with all these different energy signatures down here now. Easy instant transmission. Go get Vegeta. Easy instant transmission back to Piccolo or somebody.
I'm gonna say Vegeta loses 2 things. One, because fuck Secret Cold Sauce, your favorite character is a little loser who can't win anything in the whole Dragon Ball series. And 2, this might be his thing to like get him back on like this could be his motivation to get stronger and get his new form, that Logan hinted at. Alright, go ahead, take it away, 7 Ninja. I know you had something.
I mean, Neva mentioned something about you have to one-on-one fight the Tanagami, and that makes me think like we might see something with. So in this scenario, I'm thinking about Du and Ku might end up fighting the Tanagami. The problem is it matters on if there's some kind of special spell that prevents the Tanagami from losing to like 2 people at once. I'm thinking of like how there's like a special rule with on JJK where they couldn't hit that one guy like super hard because it would like rebound or whatever, so they had to hit him light. Squall, you probably know what I'm talking about. So yeah, there might be some kind of special rule when it comes to a 2v1 scenario, but I think I mentioned before that Ku and Du could possibly fuse, and that that 1v1 scenario could still kind of work there. I think Du might lose if that has to happen. But then again, did Vegeta make 2 sweat?
Did Vegeta make 2 sweat?
Yeah, Tanagami 2.
Fuck, dude. I'm gonna have to go back. Maybe Brock, you probably have better knowledge if he made Tamagami sweat or not.
Which one? Vegeta or
Tanagami 2?
Yeah, did Vegeta make the Tamagami sweat at all?
It didn't seem like it. It really seemed like it was a spar, but if one or the other were sweating, it would definitely be Vegeta because his face got kind of swiped by the trident.
I'm thinking it's possible we see Gogeta. But then again, Shin's there, which means Vegito might show up. I think that might happen first. But then again, I mean, we haven't seen Vegeta go Super Saiyan once. So, like, I want to start there and say, like, we see him go Super Saiyan. If he thinks he can go Super Saiyan, we still want to see him go Super Saiyan first. And then after that, if he still can't beat him, then we know that it requires something stronger, which we did see lightning around Goku, so he might be in that state now.
Right.
Also, I did want to mention, we didn't see Goku use instant transmission before, and I feel like there were multiple instances where he probably just needed to figure out what an energy is. Even when the Dragon Ball got stolen a few episodes back, he could have used it there he still isn't using instant transmission for some strange reason, and I don't think it's I don't think an unfamiliar energy alone is enough to stop him from being able to do it. And the only reason I say that is that with Dragon Ball Super, he fought Broly and he immediately like teleported straight to him. There's not enough reason to believe he had a clear understanding of that energy to be able to do that.
Used
and
it
he did it.
in the Daima. He did because they were trying to hide him from the Germandery, right? The first time when the plane was getting looked
yeah.
at. So he's in the plane, and then he instant transmission to Pansy.
So then,
Good point. Good point.
That only because Goku can take a whole anything and take it over to a location using instant transmission, which makes me believe he could have done that with the plane itself, but he still didn't do it.
Right.
I'll put that up to Goku just not using his brain in the moment.
Don't touch. We'll go. Just watch, bud.
Let's see. I had something I lost. I should have wrote it down. I was responding to chat. Maybe the thought I had was maybe Goku goes into that Kraken, and a possibility is they use the fusion bug to get out of it.
It makes sense for that scenario. We could even
Could happen.
because the fusion dance has the little I'm gonna call it the trunk square, and then Vegito has like the blue and orange. Maybe Daima
they got-
Demon fusion. I could see it. Especially because
can
like
see it.
right now, they're not that powerful. According to the Kraken situation, why would he need to do that?
Because they can't get
Because
out of it. He can get swallowed up to go save Vegeta, but they can't find a way out. So either they fuse or reach a new form to get out. That's my guess. Kind of a reach, but these are my predictions.
Well, anything could potentially happen because like we won't even know what if this is all from the demon realm and there's the magic too, right? Like inside of Majin Buu, it dispelled. I mean, it later got retconned, I guess, with the Batora earrings, but like it dispelled the fusion almost instantly as I got in there. So if that happens within a magical being, Kraken's being part of the demon realm, also a magical being. I don't know what could happen inside of the Kraken, like what, maybe they gain properties, maybe the saliva or the Kraken, or there's just no knowing. Like there's Toriyama could literally have written anything to happen right now. So
And they brought it back in the first episode of Daima, like when they explained the whole like Majin Buu thing again, like Vegito inside Majin Buu dispelled them, and like Supreme Kai said, yeah, Majin Buu did that to you guys, but us Kais have the power to just separate each other. So they brought it, they retconned it, and then they brought it back. So
right.
it's so confusing.
Toriyama's just pulling all our legs.
I guess do I think Vegeta will come back from this? I want to believe Vegeta wins, but it wouldn't be too surprising to see Vegeta lose.
He's gonna lose.
I hope not.
It's Vegeta we're talking about.
You can't just take L's all the time and have anybody be happy with that, man.
Yeah, of course he can. Kira Toriyama don't give a fuck about Vegeta. Only his fans
Yeah,
do.
but
You know what though?
He knows everybody else does though. So I mean, what if you're gonna write a book, right, like Harry Potter, right, and people like your book, then what are you gonna do? You're gonna keep writing Harry Potter. If you're gonna write a character and everybody's all like, why is he always taking L's? And as a writer, you're gonna be all like, oh, well, maybe I should give this guy a win eventually to get everybody off my back about it.
I mean, he's
You know,
more the
You gotta respond.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying you gotta respond. I mean, like making a product, right? Essentially, Dragon Ball Z is a product. So like, if you're making a product, you don't want to like completely disregard what the consumers of that product is.
Look, they gave Vegeta a dub, all right? They threw in a little Easter egg in that Dragon Ball superhero movie. At the end, Vegeta barely beat Goku in base form. So he gave the fans what they want. So now he ain't getting his little dub here.
And I guess he got Toppo. He got what? He got the most eliminations out of anybody, I think, in the whole Tournament of Power. So, I mean, I guess technically they give him some dubs here, but...
He's never gonna get a dub against a main villain, alright?
But he should, though.
He should, but he's not.
Look, here's the real question. What is going to happen with Piccolo here?
Well,
Because
oh, go ahead.
is Piccolo going to beat one of Tanagamis? Remember, Piccolo is the favorite character of Toriyama. So, and you wouldn't have just included Piccolo for no reason. So, what's going to be Piccolo's significance here? Is he going to fight a Tanagami? I feel like he'd want to. As his character, he's still a rival of Goku. At the end of the day, even if he's not treated like one inside of Super, he is still technically a rival of Goku. So,
Who
he's gonna
hasn't
fight
been?
one, right?
I think Piccolo is there for like an informational guide. Like all of a sudden he has information on the whole Daima universe and everybody and all the Namekians. So he's basically the replacement for Bulma in this arc here.
What about Pansy? She seemed like the Bulma-esque type person.
Bulma
Oh, the
or
demon.
Pansy's got the technology. Piccolo will be like the guide. Like he knows like the history, like and things like that.
Of the whole demon realm, or just the Namekian part of it?
At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if he got all the information on the whole Daima universe.
Right.
He
Right.
all of a sudden remembers his dad. He all of a sudden remembers Daima.
Well, you also have Shen too, and Shen seems to have more knowledge just on everything concerned with the demon realm. Period. So
But
Piccolo's knowledge of the demon realm would be basically overshadowed by Shen or Nahare or whatever you call him now.
but did Nohari know who Neva was?
Oh.
So I think Piccolo's got like a little bit of a leg up. Maybe not all aspects of the demon world, but at least in some of them.
Oh, for sure. And
think they're gonna
the funny
split
thing
up.
about it is... Oh, go ahead.
I think they're gonna split up again. I think there's too many characters all together, and we were going. Even the promotional art just really shows like Pansy, Glorio, Goku, Shen as a separate group, and I foresee them separating again from each other because, like, you know, the ship's really slow. Everyone's like tired, waiting, all this stuff. So it wouldn't surprise me if they're gonna split up again because they want a faster ship. Yeah, I see that happening. I do.
Well, and
do the group change at all? Maybe, but yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
we were also talking earlier about how there were 3 different parts going on at the same time. So yeah, there is gonna have to be somebody to deal with Du and Ku and her, and then there's also still King Goma and his helper, his Supreme Kai dude. So like 2 groups branching out from each other and taking care of those 2 situations. That seems plausible.
My brain's telling me that Goma doesn't matter anymore. I don't think Goma has
I
mattered.
mean, yes and no. 'Cause they have Dende still, so like they're gonna have to go in there and do something.
Good point.
And
Think about what
I don't
they
know.
said. Think about what they were saying, like, because he was like, I'm still worried about Dende, but then he's like, they're not gonna hurt Dende. He's a Namekian, and so they're like,
Right.
that just basically just completely crossed him off. Like, we'll deal with that later. So that means everyone's focused on a Tanagami now to get the Dragon Balls, and we're still dealing with
Right.
that subplot of Glorio possibly being a double agent. And then like if Ku and Du are even gonna be a problem or not, we're not even sure on that yet.
Right.
And there's still a possibility for another part, a big play with Vegeta getting eaten by the Kraken. We don't know that one yet either. And then Neva is a fifth part, because we don't really know why Neva's there. Even Goma doesn't know why Neva's there.
Right. Well, Neva said why he was there, but I mean, he could be just saying whatever he feels he needs to say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and plus, like, the Namekians were originally from Daima all of a sudden, so that's why he's there. He just never left, I guess.
Well, I mean, yeah, it even seems like a lot of stuff created from the demon realm itself too, because like, weren't they talking about how the creators, right? So like, assuming Zeno was a destroyer, like the highest of high destroyers, they were mentioning the highest of high creators too. That they had that other kind of shorter blue guy with the oblong head. So it seems like Daima. Was that his name?
Rhymus or something? Rhymes?
Yeah, yeah. So like, it seems like everything's originating out of here. The Namex, right? Zamala, or whoever the Super Shenron creator was with the Universe 6 and 7 Super Dragon Balls, and it's just we're getting thrown little bits and pieces of lore here. But yeah, you have Namex even on the Super manga. You had the one during the Granola arc that's on this other completely different world, aside from Piccolo being on Earth, Namek being a thing, and then new Namek being a thing. And if we have a Namek over here and a Namek over here, then maybe there might be one all over these other worlds too. And so yeah, we're just if Neva is there to stay there in hopes that other Nameks might find their way back too. It could just be as simple as that. Or, he seems to have kind of a what's the right word?
It's only ulterior motive is just to have more lifespan.
Yeah.
Longer lifespan. Which makes me think there's no. It's hard for me to say he's got some evil plan because he only wanted a longer lifespan. The Tanagami are running over are holding the Dragon Ball. It wouldn't be hard to believe the Tanagami would just give him the Dragon Balls. So, and he hasn't used them for evil. He even says like, our Namek should not use our power for evil. And everyone looks at Piccolo. So it's not that hard to believe that he only has one goal. At the same time, I mean, why not? So, why not be evil behind the shadows?
He just, I don't know, he seems like he's just kind of like moving chess pieces just to see what'll happen. I think he's more of a curious kind of guy than anything.
Are you saying he's like Palpatine?
Not necessarily.
Maybe he's like grooming like a Piccolo and he's gonna start grooming Piccolo in some way.
No. I think he's like just wants to see what outcome will happen if he moves a piece just a little bit further this way. I don't think he's some kind of mastermind, but I definitely think that he'll be some kind of obstruction.
They did say he was predicting things, and he predicted how some of these things would go. I mean, obviously anyone can predict, but like with the idea of literally saying that, did you predict these things would happen? It's possible that he's looking for what gives him the better choice or forwards his plan. And so it wouldn't surprise me if he's got some long-term game going on here. It wouldn't surprise me if he's playing chess, and maybe he sees Goku and them being the way to get what he wants faster. Because it's not like Goma's really doing anything
right.
Again, like I said, he doesn't come off to me to be a real plot point besides that he has Dende. And unless they're going to start focusing on them, he doesn't matter. Neither does the brother. And they're too afraid of Goku and them right now as it is, which makes me think he's super weak.
Right. Sorry, Squall. I know we're not letting you talk a whole lot. Just, I gotta go get my kids ready for bed and everything, so I might be getting off here. Any
Yeah.
last things for me before?
Nah, this is a good place to end it. I was gonna say I need to rest up before hitting the gym before work. So, well, just you can start first. Plug your socials. Favorite part of the podcast. Any announcements? And outro question would be Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Daima? Which one are you picking? All right, go ahead.
Rockstrap55, anywhere you can find me, mostly just YouTube and Rumble. I have some TikTok stuff going on right now. My favorite part of the podcast is when I became the most handsome after Hunter had left. So
No, before he left.
oh, so I was already the most handsome. All right, sorry, Hunter.
Second behind me. But yeah,
oh,
go ahead.
Okay. Anyway, dude, I don't know. Super and Daima are both very good for what they bring. So as far as the adventure and the comedy, I know Super had some comedy in there for sure. Definitely less serious than Dragon Ball Z was, and Daima seems to be even less serious than that. I do like I grew up on Dragon Ball, right? So of course I'm gonna probably pick Daima because I feel Daima is finally kind of full circle coming back to what Dragon Ball originally was. And yeah, I'll go ahead and pick that.
All right, 7 Ninja, go for it.
You can find me on Game Jolt Me and Rumble. It should lead you right back to my Rumble channel at 7ninja7. And I do have an Instagram. I post my AI stuff there, AI art. So if you want to see that, it should be 7ninja7 or I7ninja7i on there as well. Regardless, my favorite part of the podcast has to be the what if. We talked about Vegeta. What if it happens if Vegeta is the one that kills Frieza instead of Goku? I enjoyed that. And for our outro, honestly, I like Daima more because I feel like I'm seeing more characters have their time to shine. I'm thinking back to Pansy making that risky call to go back to get the Dragon Ball from the Kraken. I thought that was pretty cool. You know, I don't think most people would have done that. Pansy's like, nah, I'm about to do it. So, you know, we're seeing characters get a shine that we don't usually get to see shine, and you can see a lot more love put to these different characters. So, yeah.
Alrighty. So I am squallrushZ. I got a linktree/squallrushZ with some backup accounts up in there. Bunch of other platforms. Please check out those to follow my other platforms. That'd be a great help. Get the Buy Me a Coffee account if you want to donate to me, support your boy. Please do. Much appreciated. Let's see. Favorite part of the podcast was who would be best suited for the Kaioken, because I changed all your minds on that one. Let's see. And outro question. I would probably have to pick Daima too. It just feels like a way better written story between the two. It's like Super is just like, oh, there's a bad guy, new form, go beat him up. Daima doesn't feel like new form for every new bad guy. Daima feels like actual stories is being told versus Super just feels like, oh, there's a new bad guy, fight. You know, this one just feels like, oh, we're doing something. Oh, this happened, we got to do this. It feels like just a way better written story in my opinion. And the animation is just way fire from the get-go, you know. Super took a while to actually get to some good animation. Took all the way to Super Tournament of Power from me. And that's my answer. Alrighty, peeps. That was it for Great Nimbus Debates. I hope you all enjoyed that. Thank the panel. Thank the viewers for being here. It's been a lit one. We'll catch you for Senzu Talks Wednesday podcast. And peace.